Shabbat shalom, everyone. Welcome to another Shabbat. Shabbat shalom to the panel. Shabbat shalom that's tuning in either later, which we hope you comment and you interact. Welcome again here at Budaland and Temple Kifarim, where on this portion of the class, first class being 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we give honor and praise to the Most High before we get started. Speaking on things that may have taken place over the month, over the course of the weeks, or even today. Give honor and praise to the Most High. So if you were watching back on this and you wasn't able to make it to the class, please leave it in the comments. We'll make sure we read it and comment. Those that's tuning in right now, please get ready, share with the family, build with one another, encourage others to speak as well. You know, we might be going through some of the same things and encourage people to want to speak out and give honors and praise as well. Second class is going to be at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please make sure you make it through on that class as well. Both classes, great teachings, great information. So I want to go ahead and pass the mic to anyone that wants to give honor and praise to the Most High right now. Oh, last thing. Those that's tuning in right now and tuning back later, make sure you subscribe if you have not subscribed yet. Also, make sure you like and share. Make sure you like and share. It's always a nugget. It's always a nugget being presented that's going to change your life in this class. So please make sure you help someone else out if you love them. If you say you love them, you're going to want to share this for them. So make sure that you subscribe, like, and share, and hit that notify button so that you're notified whenever we're going live. All right. All right. First class, give an honor and praise to the Most High. If you are present, please go ahead and put it, and we will share it and read it for you. Or put it in the chat, I should say. All right. I thought you was froze, Prince.
Nah, making prayer, but it's cool.
Yeah.
Let's rock and roll.
All right. All right. Everyone here shared. Let's go ahead and share to be the example. Make sure we share.
Oh, let me
YouTube.
Yeah, let me get moving. My apologies.
All right. Did anyone want to go ahead and give honor and praise? Shabbat Shalom, Geber Shalom, Morah Shalom.
Morah Shalom, Shabbat Shalom.
We kind of rhymed there.
All right.
All right. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, Elder.
Shabbat Shalom, beloved Mishpachah.
Shabbat Shalom, Abba.
Shabbat Shalom, Princess. Nasika. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
And those that's looking back right now, we're just trying to give people a little time to come in before we get.
They should have been here at 11 o'clock. We ain't got, forget them. Let's go. Let's rock and roll. They just miss what they miss. They catch up later. That's why it's important we be on time. Let's rock, man.
All right.
They got to stick. Come on now. They 11 o'clock all around the world.
All right, you all. So whoever want to go ahead and get honor and praise to the Most High, please do so now, and we can get started. You want to go? I'm gonna mute myself.
Shabbat Shalom. Look around.
Shabbat Shalom. Look. Is she speaking?
So luckily, I had to mute something. I just want to give first praise, honor, and esteem to the eternal power. Truly grateful for another Shabbat. I definitely want to give honor and praise in its respective order to my Horim, Mattathias, and my aim. Aliyah Yaakov. I'm definitely grateful for them coming together and birthing me. I'm grateful for everything that they passed down to me, the knowledge, the wisdom, and even the compassion and the lessons that they showed me so that I could be a human being that is considerate. I know, of course, being a part of our culture is a beautiful thing, but there are a lot of people who are not very kind. There are a lot of people who are not considerate, and I'm grateful that that's one of the values that they instilled in me since I was young. And since I was young, I had a lot of siblings, so I'm definitely used to making sure I look out for my brothers, my sisters, and I'm grateful that's something that's still in me now. Truly grateful. Want to give thanks and esteem for my Ish, the head of our household, Nasik Rashi Shema. Definitely grateful for his leadership, his guidance, and his protection. Grateful for his love and his compassion and his desire to help our nation and push us, of course, to learn our language. I'm definitely grateful because I always wanted to learn Hebrew. I always had a love for it, but I just didn't know what direction to go in. And I'm grateful that he's been that direction for me. I've definitely learned a lot of Hebrew since being with him, and we're definitely getting better together. And he pushes me to be confident in it. You know, there are times where we're out and we'll be talking to each other in Hebrew, and to me, it feels so good. It really feels so good. And it's not to gloat in other nations' faces, but it just feels like we're really picking up the pieces of our nation to becoming a people. We talk about it often. One of the great things about being a people and one of the ways to get respect is having a language or learning or knowing your language, because some people have a language, they just don't desire to learn it. Especially when they get Americanized, they kind of want to be more American than their native culture, their roots. But I'm grateful that we're establishing our language, we have land, we have the desire to be set apart, and that is a beautiful start. It's a beautiful start to being a people. I'm definitely grateful for my Beulah family. We definitely had a great Shabbat meal, or we had a great meal yesterday, and it was amazing. I love that we all can come together, and I'm grateful that we can cook one thing and know that everybody else has a job to do. And when we come together, it's full. I feel like we all pick up the pieces, and I think that takes a load off, and I'm grateful for that. I think that is a blessing in disguise, and I think a lot of people desire it, and all you have to do is just find the right community that's for you. So I would encourage anybody to, as we say, court the community that you would like to be a part of, and see if you fit in there, and if you don't, just keep on looking, and Most High will lead you to that righteous community for you. And I'm grateful for that. I'm truly grateful for just being in a community where we're taking care of each other. You know, for the Yeladim, I'm not a biological aim yet, but I love when the children come run and hug me, and Nasika Muna, that does something to my heart. It really does, because I feel like we should be in a community where we can trust each other with each other's children. That's one of the most precious things that we could ever do. They're the most innocent thing that we are charged to take care of. We're commanded to take care of. And I'm grateful that when people know, if your children are in my company, 100% sure you can trust me, because I will look after them as if they're my own, because they're innocent. Their innocence shouldn't be taken. They shouldn't be not looked after. They should always have some type of brother, sister figure, auntie figure, or even another mother figure, another father figure there, because they need that. This world needs that. The lack of it shows in people that are bitter, that are brokenhearted, and everything. And I'm just grateful to be a part of a community, grateful to have a mishpachah, and truly grateful we're striving for righteousness. We really are. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm definitely grateful for my South Carolina family and Illinois family. Sorry, it seems like I've been talking for a long time. Shalom lekula.
All right, do your thing. Get it all off your chest. We got all day. Praise. Hey, just for the record, everybody, don't ever feel like you're being rushed during this time of service. Everybody, because I hear a lot of people say that. We listen. If we spend the whole morning giving praise and acknowledgement to this king, it's worth it. Believe me, it's worth it. We ain't doing this for likes. We ain't doing this for friendship. We doing this so that we can give back to the Almighty and possibly help somebody else in the process. So if we take a long time talking about the goodness of this king, then we just take a long time. May the Most High be praised. Now, Sika, was you finished? All right, let's rock and roll.
Shalom, Mishpaka, Lekulam. I want to say Toda Rabbah to the Most High for, first off, his protection throughout the week. That is something that should not ever be taken for granted. I thank him for protecting me and my loved ones, my distant loved ones, my Beulah family, my Ohio family, just protecting us throughout the week and keeping us in the land of the living. I know that it can be easy to take that for granted because it's just day by day, but I just want to specifically say Toda to the Creator for keeping all of us in this land of the living, keeping breath in our bodies, and allowing us to still be here. Um, I am very grateful for the presence of my Abba's daughter in our lives, particularly my life. Her name is Salah, for those who don't know. It's been amazing getting to know her. I don't think she's watching the class per se right now, but maybe she will. I'll share her the link. But she's a beautiful soul, beautiful spirit, and she has a mind of knowledge and a mind of the creator and a mind to be more to learn how to be a young lady and how to be a righteous young lady, and I'm grateful whether it be I be a small part or a big part. I'm grateful to just have a part in her growing process because she's 17, I believe. She's at this is a prime age for that young woman development, and me and her have just had really great conversations while she's here, and great conversations with her Abba too, together as a family. So I feel really privileged to be a part of her life in this way. Like I said, whether it be small or big or long term or short term, it doesn't matter. I'm grateful to be here for her in whatever way I can. Like for example, just today we were talking about Passover, and she's a vegetarian or vegan per se, just like her Abba. And she said, "Oh, I'm not eating no lamb." And I said, "Oh, well, you have to. It's part of the law. But don't worry, you only have to eat a small part. You don't have to indulge in it." And then we got into the whole conversation um, of the dietary laws, and because she was under the assumption, I think, from what I understood, she was under the assumption that eating meat was actually against the law, right? Like straight up against the law. And I said, no, it's not that it's against the law, but there are certain meats that we shouldn't eat, and that's in Leviticus. And so we started talking about all that, just so she can have the knowledge of that. So I'm going to be sending her the Levitical dietary law, and I told her I'll send it to you today, and I want you to read it for your Shabbat today. And she said okay, and she's really good about keeping her word and everything. So I believe that she actually will read it. So yeah, I'm really grateful to be a part of her life and to just help guide her in any way that I can as I am growing in myself. So I'm really grateful for that. And I'm grateful for my husband and how he has guided us throughout the week and kept us, and the things he's fixed around the house, fixing the car, all those things, right? I'm really grateful for his presence. And I'm grateful for the health of our son. Um, can't think of anything else right now, but Toda to Most High for all things and everything. Zehu.
May the Most High be praised. Toda Rabbah. Toda Rabbah. All right.
We got a couple comments, I believe, a few comments, starting with the Barrett Omar Sharon says the creator deserves all this praise today. I want to give all praises to the creator for the healing energy he bestowed upon my household. Truly thankful for the humbling experience both my husband and I been through these last few weeks. Even doing or during our lowest times. The Most High never cease to provide. May not be what we want, but it's definitely what we need. Thankful for sisterhood and the power of prayer. All is well. Life is good. Thankful. Shabbat shalom.
And now, see, before you read on, well, may the Most High be praised. Was that it for her?
Okay.
Okay, who is this person, Geechee family? Who is
Geechee
that?
It sounds familiar.
Well, I know Moray Shaleen goes by Geechee, but I don't know if this is Moray Shaleen. So Geechee, can you identify yourself just so we know who you are? Because it sounds like somebody we know. They speaking as if we know who they are. So I just wanted to know who they were. But it says, I feel so intimidated. I don't know what that would be for. Why would someone feel intimidated?
You just say he's new here. You
Okay.
put the left, not loud. Dante. Okay.
That's Azante.
Lolo.
Oh,
Dante.
all right. Sorry for the interruption, family. I just wanted to try to highlight that so we can get that person to speak up a little bit. Let us know who they are.
He's a farmer, so maybe a good thing too. I don't know.
Maybe they're trying to come on and be a part of the family. That would be a good thing, right? He a farmer.
Yeah, that's a young brother I invited.
Oh, okay. All right. Very well. May the Most High be praised. Welcome, Geechee family, brother. Welcome. No need to feel intimidated, though. If you have any questions, please feel free to put your questions in the room, and we'll address your questions the best of our ability. May the Most High bring blessings into your life just for showing up here today. And we pray that we are able to fulfill some of your desires in drawing closer to the King, the creator of all creation. Toda Rabbah.
Welcome. All right, we have Aim Kater. Aim Kater says, and before I read hers, Geechee Farmer, this portion is to give honor and praise to the Most High. So if you have anything over the course of this last month, couple weeks, even today that you want to give honor and praise to the Most High, please do so. The same as everyone else here, as you're seeing, they're typing it in and we're just reading it. So we appreciate it.
And also know we can send you the link where you can come to the screen and speak for yourself. I'll put the link in the room, and anyone who wants to come up and say it for your own, just hit the link, come on. And if you don't want to be seen, you can keep your camera off and we just hear your voice. So my apologies. Let's move forward, please.
Aim Kater says, all praises and honor to the set apart one of Yisrael. When one is chosen of the Most High, there is no other place to run when assailed by adversity, but to him. Sometimes he permits the adversity to shake us out of our delusions and complacency. He brings back to our remembrance our first love, the first time we embraced the journey, our excitement, our courage, and the hope we exuded when we realized whose we are, and our willingness to share the good news. The Most High does not want us to be blinded by our circumstances, good or bad. He wants us to desire him.
May the Most High be praised. Shabbat Shalom, Aim. Shabbat Shalom, Locke.
And that's pretty much the rest of the comments. Everyone's just saying Shabbat Shalom.
All right.
So anyone else, before we keep going, those that's coming in, it's 15 people that came in right now. We're still going. We're still growing. Today, please, if you have yet to do so, just subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the video. And also share it. Share it if you haven't shared it yet. Take the time really quickly to share it. We get a lot of comments speaking on how good the messages are, the lessons are. And if it's touching you, then it's going to touch someone else. So please just share it and also hit the notify button so whenever we're on live, you'll be able to see it. Shabbat Shalom, Chief Malak.
Shabbat Shalom, Chief.
Oh, okay, Maisha. All right, I'm about to mute myself.
Shalom Lekulam. I wanted to say one more thing. One of my favorite things that we do as a community, and it may not seem like much, but when we all go to the store together, it's so cool and it's like so relaxing because a lot of people look at us, and I believe that we give off this presence that one, we're kind, but also that we royal, and then that too, but that we're not to be messed with. And that is something that's good, because I feel like as the women and the children, we just in the store and we feel really protected. Like the men will be in there with their firearms, and I'll see people look and they'll double look like, yeah, we don't want to mess with them. You know, they'll see us together, because the women, like, we'll take a time, we'll be looking at something like pots or pans, and the children will be over there with us, and people will walk by, they'll stare, but I just really feel like we give off this presence that, yeah, we don't know what they're about, but we know we don't want to mess with them. And Princess Madaya, she showed us a video yesterday when we were eating at the table that predators, whether they're going after little boys, little girls, men, or more particularly females or little boys or little girls, they will not go after people if they see a strong man figure. That's one thing it said they won't do. If they see a father present or a strong figure, they won't go after them. So I definitely feel like when we go out, the intimidation, the righteous intimidation on the men is a beautiful border for us as the sisters, because a lot of people are ignorant and will say crude things to women and even do stuff. But when they see those protectors, and then they see those swords strapped to the side, they double think before they mess with us. And I'm truly grateful for that, because we talk about it so much that women should be soft and caring, but it's easier when you have the righteous men around. And I'm truly grateful for that, truly, because they're going to protect us. And that is very honorable. Shalom Lakalam, Zehu.
May the Most High be praised. Toda Rabbah. What you say is real. A lot of people might not understand it, but it's a real phenomenon that happens in this world today. Predators search for the weak, the distressed, the lonely, the insignificant, the one who are left behind. And when there's a male present, it changes the dynamics of their approach and everything about them. They'll probably walk away from them. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. It's not such a negative thing, but people in this world, especially men, take advantage of females when they're alone all the time. My daughter goes to a car dealership because she wanted to buy a car. And the car dealer tells her $30,000 for this car, and some change, 30,000 and some change. So they think she's alone. My daughter knows not to do anything except if her father is with her. She's doing business alone, away from her pop. When she called me and said, I'm at the dealership, I want you to come look at, she got in trouble for that. So she immediately left, went home, and I made her wait 2 weeks before we went back, because she's anxious, she ramped up, she want to do. But it's more important that you obey than to just move out on your own desires, because people kill young ladies and men. And like you just said, they kidnap them. You never hear from them again. You put yourself in the presence of people. And as a young lady, you should never be sitting in the face of a man trying to conduct anything as a single young woman. Never. Even if you're not married, single and you're married, you still shouldn't be in the face of a man that you don't know. That's not family. That's not somebody like on that level. So I told her, all the things that she did wrong. Anyway, her father goes up there with her. The father picks her up, goes to the car dealership. Automatically, the guy says, well, let me see if the price has changed. Puts his phone up to the window and come back, $2,000 difference. So they're out to try to get y'all the best way they can. They try to do these things because they feel like women don't know what they're talking about and can't handle it. If anything that a woman is trying to do, she should always have a man present on the phone or some type of way, because outside men treat them differently when a man is present, just like you just said with the predators. And it's sad, but it's our reality. They see y'all, they try to take advantage of you, they raise prices on you, you end up paying a whole lot more, or we might not see you again because that was their original intention. So it's best that we keep this thing right with order, discipline, and structure, so that we move accordingly to preserve our lives. And like she said, people see that and they see that we're not to be messed with. But we have to understand that we're not to be messed with by jeopardizing yourself, saying, well, I'm not going to wait for no man to go with me. I'm not going to wait for, he's taking too long. He's not here. Why I got to keep doing this? Because there's order and structure to everything. If you want anything to last, there has to be order and structure in it. And this is how we move at Beautiful Land at Temple Kifarim. That's how we move. That's how we move. My wife called me the other day, and she wanted to go sell some juices because we hustling. We hustling, y'all. So if y'all want to buy some fresh squeezed juice, let us know. We'll sell y'all some, ship it to you in the mail. So she's out selling juices. She wanted to go sell some juices. None of the sisters on the land wanted to go at that time because it was in the afternoon. They didn't want to go. So she wanted to go and pick up another sister, and then they'll have these two little boys, and they're out at the game selling juices. So she asked me, the answer was no, you can't do that. If no man is going to accompany you, it can't be. We can't open ourselves up to things. Possibly anything could have happened at that game. And without the male supervision or a male protector there, who knows what would have been the outcome? So therefore, she wasn't able to go if she didn't have a man going with her. Just so happens that Benazante went, and he went with her, and her daughter, they two drove to another sister, picked her up and her children, and they went to the game. They didn't sell much, but they went there. And the simple fact that, as Nasika was saying earlier, the presence of a man was in their company made all the difference. So now what that shows is that we're not inconsistent with how we present ourselves to the world. We have to be consistent on all fronts. That order, that structure, that discipline, it has to be consistent on all fronts because the world is watching you. And down where we live at, everybody who you don't even know, they know of you. Believe me. So I thank you for that observation. May the Most High be praised. Toda Rabbah.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. So luckily, I'm not at my best today, but I pray to the Creator, give me strength at least to come to class today and participate. I woke up feeling really, I woke up feeling okay, but then when I got up to go and get some water, I was walking sideways and feeling dizzy, and I was like, oh, what's going on? Because I've been fine all week. And so I laid down, and then I said, okay, I'm gonna just lay down for a little bit. And then I got up again and it happened again. I called my husband like, oh, I don't know what's happening today. But all week I've been feeling kind of like just wanting to, rest. So I rested a lot this week. But anyway, so to the Creator for giving me the strength to be here today, giving thanks and praises to Him for all things that He blesses me with and blesses our family with, blessing me with my parents, in the memory of my mother, to always, something that she always showed me was even in your weakest moments, you have some strength, and to pull on that strength, even if it's a little, because your strength is greater than your weakness. And so I always remember that when I'm not feeling my best. I try to find the strength that's within me and hold on to that and pull on to that. And I'm thankful that I have my father present here, even though, he's still healing and there's minor setbacks and, different things. I'm definitely feeling blessed. He's, here with us every day. I wake up, I give thanks to the Creator. When I text him or go over and, he's here. Because so many, we just never know. And I'm thankful that one thing I had to tell him yesterday, because we were going to the store, and I called because I had a grocery list that they sent me. I said, okay, I'm gonna go to the store. I'm gonna get everything y'all need. And he's like, oh, we're coming. I was like, why? I don't need him and my uncle to come. But they wanted to come. And As soon as we got to the store, my dad's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna sit in the car." And I was like, "Daddy, like this gonna be the last time you come out, and you don't need to." And because earlier in the week he came out with us, and when he got home he fell, and it was very emotional, like just seeing him in that state, because my dad is about 6'3", and he's always been like a superhero to me and super strong, you know. Like it was a time my dad picked up a car in front of me, so I know how strong my dad is, right? I know y'all might not believe it, but that's what happened.
We believe you.
And so when I saw him like down and holding on, like he was struggling, holding on and on his knees, it scared me because I was just like, what's happening? And my uncle screamed my name because I was driving away, and I jumped out the car, and then I started screaming for help. And then Nasika came out and went and got the brothers, Ben and Zante Tariq, because he was here on the land, and he was able to help my uncle, you know, lift my father up and place him back in the house. All thanks to the Creator, that my dad didn't have any open cuts or any, you know, lasting. Well, the only thing is he does not remember falling. He tells people now he fell because we're telling him that's what happened. But he did like have he lost some consciousness for a minute. And my uncle, because he's an acupuncturist and a holistic physician, he knew the points to kind of bring him back and alert him. And so, you know, I'm just thankful for my uncle being here at that time, and just giving us the calmness to kind of get him, you know, back into his bed and make sure everything was good. You know, I did checked all his monitors, his systems, everything was fine. But then when the nurse, of course, came 2 days later, she said, next time, if that happens, take him to the hospital because of one of the medications he's on. If he hits his head, he could have a brain bleed and we wouldn't know it. And he could die like from that almost instantly because one of the medications is a blood thinner. So, you know, just going through these processes and learning, it's a lot to learn, it's a lot to digest, but I'm thankful that my community is here to be of assistance and to be alert and to be ready to help, you know, with my Abba. And so I'm definitely grateful for that, because doing this alone, it's not easy to take care of a parent when they're in their most vulnerable state. And so I'm thankful the Most High has blessed me with a surrounding of a family to do that with, or a community family. I'm also thankful to the Creator for my Ish, and having him, you know, constantly remind me to be alert and to be strong and to be present and to get my rest when I need to, so that I can be present and strong for my father. So I'm just thankful for all of it. I'm thankful, you know, my daughter is here this week, so we get to spend some time together, you know, before she goes to school and things. And it's weird because, you know, my household was always full, and now it's just me and her mostly. And so it's like we get a lot of our good alone time. And we're like, I'm not going to say she's not social, I am, but, you know, we get to have our time to just be in our camper talking and reading. And even if we're reading separate books, just being there. And she's always coming in, showing me jokes or talking to me about something serious that she might have seen on social media. And so I'm just thankful for this time. You know, it's just been for me, and, you know, I know a lot of people don't know it, but I can be very emotional and sensitive. So it's definitely, I'm thankful, you know, because a lot of people don't get that time with their children. And so I'm grateful that the Most High has given her and I this time, especially with everything that she's been through, to be able to just rejuvenate her spirit to be a better woman, a better daughter, and to understand that things that happen in life don't necessarily, they don't have to become you, and you can become stronger than the things that people may do to you to try to make you weak. So I'm grateful that the Most High allows us this time. I'm grateful that I was supposed to actually be headed out of town tonight to celebrate my sister's 50th birthday with her and my family, but she became ill and had to be hospitalized. But she's being discharged today. So I'm thankful that the Creator saw fit to allow her to get the help she needs and create a will. And my sisters and I are planning to go up there, for a few days to be with her and give her some help and assistance that she may need. So I'm just thankful. It's been a long week, but a blessed week. And like Maïs said, I'm thankful that Bane Zante Tariq was able to come with us. It wasn't necessarily a football game, but it was tryouts for the youth and for football and cheerleading. And just being there was a beautiful process because so many people look at us like estranged. And so one thing that I always try to, just remind our community is that we have to be in the presence of the bigger community that we're around. Because when they see us, they look at us like, oh, who are these people and what they're doing? But the more they see us involved in the activities that they do, then they're willing to accept us, in a different way, in a different manner. And, so it's just teaching me a lot about the Most High is teaching, I know for me, a lot of just about being a light to the nations and being in the presence of them, because even though they may not understand who we are, they respect it and they can see the difference. And so I'm thankful for that. And I just pray that the Most High allows us to be that light and to be that change and to continue to work with us. Zayhun.
May the Most High be praised. Torah Rabbah. May the Most High be praised.
All right. We have a few comments. I'm going to start with Moradasa. And it says, going into the conversation that Maisha brought out, they specifically target single mothers and children who are isolated, who don't have a support network, especially children who seem to be outcast without any friends or many friends. Gabriel Autumn says, that's true, Nasika. There's a documentary of a person interviewing a predator, and they said the exact thing. They won't go bear a child, vulnerable person, if there's a father figure around. Gabriel Hadalia said, Shabbat Shalom, Prince Kez, Malka Hagodala.
There she go again. There she go again. See that Abba? You see that Abba? Here she go again. Prince Kaz, Malka Hagado, Princess Medaya.
Gavera Autumn, where cold Mishpachati.
Shabbat Shalom, sis. May the Most High be praised.
Then she says, great job, Prince. Too many husbands are very willing to jeopardize their women's safety in the name of making a dollar.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Beulah Israel says, Shabbat Shalom, family, thanking the Creator for life, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding.
Hey, we got the same name, Beulah Israel. Shabbat Shalom. Welcome, welcome.
Queen Fatima says, Shabbat Shalom, family.
Fatima, Shabbat Shalom. Zanta, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, family. Thank Most High for safety. Went to look for my family and take me back home in New Jersey. I am in Orlando.
May the Most High be praised. Torah Rabbah.
Baron Shavanya says, Shabbat Shalom, Mishpacha. Pray you all have a blessed Shabbat day.
Shabbat Shalom, sis. Torah Rabbah.
Chief Malak says, I lived it for 7 months. My Abba laid in that hospital bed before the Most High of hosts took him. Blessed be our Elohim.
And blessed be the memory of your Abba, Chief. Great man in his way of life. He stuck to his principles, didn't compromise it for anything. May the Most High be praised. Toda Rabbah.
Maya Shah says, wow, Most High bless y'all's memory. My aim, Ima stayed in the hospital for almost a month before she slept on. It truly was the hardest thing to see.
May the Most High be praised, and may the Most High bless her memory as well. And we're grateful and thankful and very, very appreciative for all the work she did for the family, for Israel, for the nation, and for you all in particularly. May the Most High be praised. Toda Rabbah.
All right, for those that's tuning in right now, there's a couple more people that came in. If you haven't taken this moment right now, take about 5 seconds to just press that like button. Take about 5 seconds to press that like button, and take about 15 seconds to share. Make sure you share, make sure you subscribe. The lesson is about to begin soon. We have a couple more people that's going to give honor and praise that's on the panel. And if anyone of you want to get praise and honor, take this time right now as well. All right. Did you have anything you wanted to say? No pressure.
Again, Shabbat Shalom, my beloved Beulah family. I appreciate you all so much and love you so much. For Prince Kez, one of the most illustrious, most dynamic, and awesome teachers in the land. Princess, don't be hating. And so, and as such a wonderful man and such a great leader. And
there you go.
All that you're doing at Beulah.
Get it, Abba. Get it, Abba. Go ahead, Abba.
And for Princess Medaya and the sisterhood, I'll always be in your debt, and I appreciate you all for your awesomeness, and for Coach Autumn, and for my Beni Nasik Shama. He is an awesome man, an awesome protector, and for my beautiful Nasika Amuna Mabat. And I thought about something that you said about the protection, because I always call Nasik, I always call him big fella, because I'll say anytime you walk, he doesn't even have to look at you. He's just already intimidation already as it is. And that's my big fella, and I love him. And I'm truly thankful to our Creator for this truly being a busy week. But I'm really appreciative for his presence throughout the week, and for the protection of our Creator, and for being able to spread his truth, and for the open doors that he's made to be able to spread his truth, where people, if they're inquisitive in any way, shape, or form, or they'll initiate a conversation, especially at work, it opens the door to be able to interject the Creator's truth and allow people to truly see the truth of who he is. And for even for Dante, he was your young brother that reached out, and he's been following us for quite a while, and appreciate him for his work that he does. Very skilled in gardening and planting. I mean, there's nothing that this brother cannot do that I've seen. And so I definitely appreciate him for coming and being one that being a man of his word and a family man at that. And I'm truly just appreciative to the Creator for his greatness, and for his hand of protection around about us, because it just shows that we are truly of one spirit, because that was something that had been a conversation even throughout the week, talking about the protection that we provide for our community. And that's one of the sad things, is that we have a lot of neighborhoods, but we really don't have a lot of communities where we have that common unity. So when we have that common unity in that community, we have that hedge of protection round about us, because we're caretakers and keepers of one another. And so, and one thing I can truly say too, that aside from even the brethren, the women of Beulah, trust that they're not easy prey. In fact, they're not prey at all, because them sisters shoot back. So yeah, and so, but again, it's just awesome that people, and again, the way predators, like I said, they always look for the weak, or what they seem to be the weak, and for those that are outliers. And again, that was one of the things that we used to practice, was that whenever we would go to the store, being that there was always 9 of us whenever we, well, actually 11 of when we traveled anyway. If our young ladies decided that they wanted to break off and go check something, if Nasika and her sister Yasmin would go to the store, go to another aisle, one of the brothers were automatically like, I'm on them. I didn't had to say a word. Their brothers were not letting them go anywhere by themselves. And you better trust and believe anybody that was eyeballing for too long or looked like they wanted to approach and say something, it was going to be an issue. And there was a situation one time where we had gone to the store and in Walmart, and there was a group out. Me and my youngest son was sitting in the truck, and I saw this group when they went in. Young people just being boisterous and just acting stupid. And so when they got in there, they were walking around, and I believe it was Nasika Moon had called me and said, Papa, there's a group in here, and they keep walking by us, and they're just acting all crazy in the store. And I said, well, where are you now? She said, well, we're on the way out. So I pulled up right in front of the store, and I had Creeper right there behind the seat. That's my baby. And I just had 30 of my friends just tapping on the door. And I just
y'all too dangerous, man. Y'all is just too dangerous, man.
No. I didn't have it exposed. It was just accessible. And so I just pull up, and I just stood there, and I just watched as my Mishpachah came out. And as they came out, I just stood there standing in the doorway of the truck with the door open. And I just had 30 of my friends just tapping on the door. And as they came out, that little group went their way and we went our way, and all was well. And so, like I say, what ends well, ends well. And that's the only way that it was going to end was well. And so, I mean, we just about that protection, we about that security. And so, but again, when they see a united front, that automatically will deter them. Usually, will automatically deter them. And for those that decide to be a little bit bolder, we just get a little bit bolder, but we still stay in character. And there's ways that we can do it where it's not open. We don't have to be like openly aggressive. All we have to do is when we stand our ground, they know it. They know it. And so they know that protection is there. And again, I just appreciate the Creator for his protection and for giving them the wisdom to move on. And for anybody else that looks at us sideways, just keep on moving, because it'll be a better outcome for them all in all. But I truly give the Creator praise, because it's been a great week, and just for the opportunity to, again, like I said, be able to just spread his truth and just plant those seeds of truth in those that are maybe on the fence and kind of vacillating, or they don't understand why we believe the way that we believe and really what we believe. And so it's an open door to be able to explain to them so that we can reason with them. And then when they see it, they were like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And of course it makes sense, because Torah always makes sense. But we just appreciate, and I appreciate that. And I just love each and every one of you so much. Beulah family, just looking forward to when we get together again real soon. Shalom, and I yield.
May the Most High be praised. I'm going to tell you, man, it's a pleasure to have a brother like you around. Seriously, it is. I answer the door with my pistol. I could be in the house, sleep, chilling, doing anything. Somebody knock on my door, I don't go to the door unless I have some safety and security, because this world we living in, if they think you got a little bit of something, they coming in and try to take it from you. So you always have to be prepared. And you're right. When you got that call and somebody says something ain't right with your children, somebody says something ain't right, you're supposed to be on high alert. Because if you ain't and you're sleeping, they'll take, advantage of you. So we try not to be that way. I used to, back in the day, way, maybe about 10 years ago. Yeah, not way back, but 10 years ago. Because I'm only 39 3/4. So I ain't got no whole way, 10 years ago. When I used to live a different lifestyle, when you come into the knowledge of the Creator, a lot of the things that you used to do, you have to separate from. But there are certain things about that lifestyle that you got to keep with you today. Because if not, you'll become a victim. You'll be a victim. And it's like the things that you're speaking about, Abba, and the things that Nasika brought out. It's about safety and security. If I'm sitting in the movies with my wife, we just sit down, chilling, and the door open, I'm looking, I'm turning my head. I got to see what's going on just for safety reasons. Because there's been people in the movies bringing out guns, shooting up the place. So, I'm always on high alert no matter where I go. I just heard a documentary just this morning about, somebody sent me a documentary about Martin Luther King's mother in Ebenezer Baptist Church was killed in church service by a Hebrew, she said, a Hebrew Israelite brother, went out there and searched her out and killed her in the church. He pulled out a gun, unloaded his clip, and killed all the people. Well, shot several people, but he shot her in the head supposedly 3 times. How that could happen, I don't know. He must have been a marksman of some sort. I don't know. But anyway, these things are real. They really happen. Look at the guys that was in the supermarket. He just security guard the supermarket. I believe this was a setup, but the guy comes in, robs the market, and shoots him for dead. The guy who invented how to run a car off of water, they killed him. But they staged it as if it was a robbery. Now, had that man been on high security alert for real, not just doing a job for a supermarket, but knowing that every person that comes in your vicinity is a potential person to try to do you harm. You just got to think like that. It's sad, but you got to be on high alert like that and watch everybody comes around. A few weeks ago, and I'm gonna leave it alone after this, I was on one of our streets in here in Philadelphia. My 2 sons was across the street waiting for me, and I was on the side where the park was. So I'm walking across. It's a real big intersection. I'm walking across the intersection. This other guy's coming toward me with his hands in his pocket. I don't know him. So as we cross past each other, he's saying to me, "What you looking at? What you looking at? What you looking at? Huh? Something wrong? Something wrong?" I ain't said nothing. Kept my mouth shut. And I kept on walking, and I walked across the street. He walked across the street and went on about his business. And I didn't say nothing, not because I'm scared. If I am scared, I'm scared of what I might do to somebody. That might be what it is. It's not that I'm scared or any punk, come through my heart, Kool-Aid or nothing. It ain't about all that. It's about me having too much to lose to prove a point to a fool. I don't want to do that. I'm not that my ego ain't in that place. Used to be years ago, that would have been something. But that's far gone out of my system. It's not about ego. It's about protection mode. Because he would have been destroyed. And even if he would have had the chance to get me and I was done, my son would have straightened him out. Because that's how that go. We don't walk in these streets being unprepared for warfare. I'll just leave it at that. Everywhere we go, this is just the life we live. I taught it to my children, and I pray that they teach it to their children. That's just how we live. We expect people to act the fool, but we pray for the best. We do. So, Abba, you just like fit right in. Not seek, you just fit right in. That thing, the creator know what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. He made it work like this, like a glove. And we all on that same level. When we talk about protection and provisions for our family, some guys is like, man, why we got to do all that? We overdoing it. But then there are some who truly understand what this thing is about, and it's sad. But may the Most High be praised. Toda Rabbah. Is there something you want to say, Abba?
All right. I'm going to read a couple more. I do want to highlight this one comment, though, but I'm going to read the other ones first and leave that one last. WP says, told out for the invite. Thanks to the Almighty, this community. Okay. Well, which uncle again? The one that's here? Oh, shalom.
Who's that?
The one that's here, that's healing. The acupuncture, right?
Who?
Oh, Uncle
Kokai.
Ken.
All right.
Shalom to you. We appreciate you for all the work that you're doing within the community and have been doing for so many years. And like I spoke with you when I first saw you, thank you for what you did with our aim, my Ishai's aim, and trying to assist. And this is Elder Metathias is her husband, so I don't know if you recall him, but definitely wanted to give honor to you. Now, I'll be quiet now. I just read what you said, but wanted to give that honor. Toda for the invite. Thanks to the Almighty, this community. I'm honored to be connected to this Zoom to receive these blessings. Toda.
May the Most High be praised. Toda Rabbah.
He's speaking that Hebrew too, I see. All right, let me see if there's anyone before I go back to, okay, these are just, Shabbat Shalom comments. This comment right here is important to me, very important to me. Goes off what you all are saying, and also what Prince just said. It says, I remember this one guy was yelling in my face and threw my shoes in the woods. I called my husband so fast. I want to say this. I'm glad that you were safe. I'm glad that you were able to call your husband. Prince just said, safety is very huge to me. And when we learn, they say when we learn better, we do better. And I think that a lot of us are not learning because we're so spoiled by the United States.
A little bit.
Even those of us that are Yisrael, or cultural or Muslim, well, Muslims, they look different than us in that aspect, but we're so spoiled because we're just ready to go out and do things, and we leave each other open out in the open. Anything could have happened with this message right here. She said that the guys was yelling in her face, grabbed her shoes, I'm assuming, and threw it in the woods. I'm assuming she was by herself. I could be wrong, but she said she called her husband so fast. May the Most High be praised for your opportunity to do that and not have an opposite outcome. This is why I teach so much about, or we teach, I should say, so much about a man being present, in some capacity. But we're so used to not having it. A lot of us are so used. And then what happens is, be brief, I'm saying this one last thing on that comment. What happens is when something bad happens, the first thought is, well, I should have been there, or what could I have done? It's when something happens bad when we start thinking, when we need to be preventative beforehand. But we're not used to that because we're spoiled. We're so used to calling the cops. But the cops comes after the fact all the time. Most times people are dead, beat, or whatever before the cops come. So we have to shift it, you all. And I know it's things we don't want to do. We don't want to do it. We want that autonomous, to remain autonomy in that aspect. We want to live how we live, and that can't happen to us. I agree with this aspect. I think Zarte Tariq brought out one time, the Most High does have us, and I do agree with that. I agree with that. I also agree to add to that comment, that statement, which was a fact as well. What's the tools to protect ourselves? More specifically, I'm talking about the women and the children. There was an incident in the video of a woman in Chicago when her son had to kill this guy. I'm glad that he was able to run in that car and get that gun and do that. But at the same time, with that, it's still a downside to that. This boy protected his mom. Everybody be like, yes, he protected his mom. I agree with it. But what about the aftermath of his mental? Yeah. After killing this man at a young age, one or two things can happen. He could get big-headed and then go to the streets and start being hard and being a nuisance to other people due to that, maybe pride, ego, or it can damage him because he had to do it. And his mom, in my opinion, because I said it to my mother too, put herself in that situation. What I mean by that is this. That man was foul and wrong. Prince said a man came and said what he said, and Prince walked away. This woman in the video was arguing with this man. He said, one lady, if you don't stop, I promise you I'm a knock. And she kept going. And then he did it. He hit her. Now, granted, people were saying, and I know I'm ranting, but people were saying, well, it's the man fully at fault. He is at fault. But you got to get back to your home. You got to get back to your family. It's just certain things we got to change, you all. We got to change. And with that, I yield. Thank you for that comment. Okay. Thank you for that comment, Queen Fatima, for that. I'm glad that took place. You was able to call your husband, things like that. But we got to shift our thinking for the sake of our future, our community, and our future children and women. I'm going to pass the mic. Prince, you got something to say before I pass the mic?
Well, Queen Fatima said that she was in the company of Hebrews. I would love to hear what her situation was, why those other Hebrews didn't step up and protect her
Right.
I would love to hear that. So, sis, I just put the link in the room. Oh, I don't. I would love to hear that, but that's strange that she would be in the company of other Hebrews and they not do anything to protect her.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm gonna mute myself. Princess, you wanted to speak?
Shalom. I'm not commenting on this particular what was brought up, but I wanted to say it is very important about the male being present. There are times when I do have to go in Sparta by myself because I'm running for a political position, and all the time everybody's not available to just go to every meeting with me. But I try to at least have one other person, whether it be a sister or a brother. But this particular day, like Maïs said, we went into Sparta, we did everything, and then I had to go back because we were like on, I think, 8 gallons to E, and I was like, oh, I forgot to get gas. I had been running all day. And so we get back to the gas station, and I go in and I pay for gas. And my Bane Azante Tariq got out the car because he was like, I'm gonna pump the gas, just let me know when when you come back. So I'm walking out the store, and this guy is like trying to talk to me, like trying to holler at me. And I thought, because so many people in Sparta, they know you from different ways. Like they know me through either Prince Rob, or they know me through my Ish, or they know me because I'm running for something. So, I try not to just be like just give them the whatever. Because Nasik Shema could tell you, I usually be like, I don't know who you are. I'm going, following my, just blocking you out. So I stopped and I was like, no, because he said something that was like, what are you talking about? So I kept walking, and as soon as he was about to try to say something else, then Bane Asante Tariq stepped around the car, and the guy, turned and walked away. And I was like, and I was grateful for that, because I was like, what is going on? Because I thought it was one person, this one guy, but I forgot he has a twin, and they're completely opposite. The twin is always drunk and crazy, whatever. But I'm thinking he's the barber that works for Nasik Rav. So, I'm still in my head, like, why is he even trying to holler at me? He knows who I am or whatever. But then, as we're driving back, where he was like, Dan Azante was like, he said, I just had this feeling that somebody was trying to harass you or something. So we, we're driving, we're leaving, and then we started to dissect the whole situation. I was like, and then we drive by and we see the twin locking up the barbershop. And I'm just like, it's crazy, but it's so important to have that protection. And I think Most High, he knows, what to do and when to do it, and when to make sure that it's there and present. So I'm just thankful that the Most High, always sees fit to protect us, even when, because I would be honest, I'd be like, oh no, we'll be okay. I got my, I'm walking out with my purple rain. Everything's good. We're going to be straight. But understanding that everything is not always good. And even if I do have my protection, the creative first and foremost, it's always best to have a male present, because then people don't approach you the same way. People actually, even around here, even though they know who we are in our community, they still, it's different when I'm with a group of people versus when I'm, in the city by myself. So, I'm thankful that my husband, pressed that issue. I was disappointed at first because I was like, no, I really need to do this because I have things I need to do in this community. But the Most High saw fit to make sure we had covering. So, Toda Rabah.
May the Most High be praised. Toda Rabah.
All right. I did want to bring a little balance in it. You all, I do understand. We have lives to live. This is just all ideal. I'm speaking from an ideal standpoint. I do understand there are a lot of single women. There are even married women where, you know, you might just live with your husband and might not be around the community. I also understand that, you know, men are men. So whether you are Hebrew or not a Hebrew, they're still going to be that depending on their moral capacity. Israel has always been Israel. There's only been a remnant of a remnant, I always teach. So a lot of the wickedness that we call happens within Yisrael, and it happened way in the Tanakh days as well. So it's always going to be the case. This is just ideal, you know. Ideal, this is what we would want. Princess brought up the example, certain times she might have to do it. So it's a thing I'm writing in my literature, my book I'm putting out, to where if you cannot have a man present, these are some steps that help you, that can help your safety. It's all just about safety. So I just wanted to bring that balance and that we understand that what me, Prince, and others are bringing out is just, this is what we want to try to get to, because this is the best safety avenue, for lack of a better term, for our children and our women and even the men as well. Adon Araya says, Shabbat Shalom. Mishpachah, we have become comfortable and have become reactive instead of proactive. We are supposed to be a people of wisdom and thought and forethought and train our children like this. Okay, and that's all. We appreciate that comment. That's all I'm saying. You know, I never want to come off as though I'm basically challenging in a way to what you're doing, but we're trying to get better each generation. And a lot of our people, whether you within Yisrael or out, we have been failing across the board consistently. So we have to shift it and change it, you know? All right, you all. Prince, I guess I'll go. I guess I'm the last person to go. Just want to give honor and praise to the Most High power first, because without the Most High, we wouldn't be present. Give honor and praise to my father and my aim mother, or Ima Abba, who birthed me. Without them, I wouldn't be present. I want to give honor to all of those that came before me on the shoulders that I'm standing on. I want to give honor to my Isha for walking this journey with me, for being a part of Beit Mazan, for her ministry, her kindness, her temperament, all of the above. One of them, an unmatched woman in my opinion within Yisrael and the so-called Black people, so-called white people. I think that I'm learning from her, so a lot of people can learn from her. So I give honor to her on that. Also, we got a new song that we're gonna be that we just did that fits what we're talking about. It's
Today?
called, oh yeah, I got it. No.
Today?
It's recorded.
You gonna do it today?
We can't do it today. But we just recorded it 2 days ago, so I don't even have my song memorized. But I do have it if y'all want me to play it.
Okay, we go with that. We'll settle for that.
It's called I'm Gonna Keep Trying. And that's all we can do as Yisrael throughout everything that we're going through, no matter what people are putting us through or what we're putting people through. Keep trying to become better. So I'm thankful for the ministry that we have. I'm thankful for the leadership here. Honor to Prince for what he's doing, what he's done, the great things, the growth that he calls out, even on his own. You know, a lot of us don't do that. So I'm thankful for him. I'm thankful for Ab, because if it wasn't for Ab, I wouldn't have my Isha. If it wasn't for AIM, I wouldn't have my Isha. I'm just grateful for this, what the Most High has me at mentally, physically, losing some weight too, y'all. You know, eating healthy, all of that is one thing I haven't done in a while, but I'm not gonna bring that out. I want to keep some of the stuff personal. Mentally, physically, and definitely spiritually, this journey has been amazing. And I'm just thankful for it, thankful for peace. And that's it. It's more, but just I'll stand right there because we're going into the lesson right now.
That's it. May Most High be praised. Can we get that song?
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and play it right now. Give me a second. Let me share the screen. Hopefully everything comes through good.
Y'all
And-
know we fiends for music on the Shabbat, right? We love music on the Shabbat, man. You just mention a song, we want to hear it.
Now, I will say this: our song, for those that's not used to us, is more R&B, but the message. Listen to the message. I'm going to scroll so y'all can read the lyrics as well. It's for Yisrael. It's for our people, so-called Black people first. So here we go. Let me share the screen. Right here. Let's go to it. You all ready?
Oh, we ready.
Ready?
I can't touch it. I'm just gonna press it. Let me know if it's good. Give me a thumbs up, you all. If it's playing smoothly, and I'll make it to where you all can see the lyrics too. Go to it.
We don't hear anything, Nasi.
I gotta set up. How you do that, y'all? Oh, he said you guys share the sound. You know how to do it? How you do it on StreamYard?
I thought once you start playing on StreamYard, it automatically does that.
I don't know why it's not. No one else was able to hear it.
No, we can't hear anything.
Okay.
No, can't hear it.
Oh, settings right here. Settings, and then what else? Audio, maybe? No.
What was the song? What was it playing from?
YouTube.
Oh, yeah, you go to YouTube, you can share it.
Yeah, I got it on YouTube, but how do
Then
I?
go to the link in YouTube and play it from the link.
That's what I was doing.
But it should,
Then just play it. It should.
you should be able to go to your output settings or like the YouTube settings. It should,
All right, don't worry about it. We do it later.
Yeah, we'll do it later.
Yeah, we got to figure that out. So you went to YouTube and pressed the button on YouTube for it to play, or did you go to your YouTube account?
I went to my YouTube account and
No, go to it on YouTube. Just go to it like a regular person on YouTube and just push play.
Okay. Okay, I'll do that right now. Give me a second. I'm doing it right now, you all. Give me a second. I'll just save it. Yeah, got me. Here we go. Okay, save it. So you said go to YouTube.
Just like a regular person.
All right.
Now you still got you're still sharing the link though.
Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing it. Appreciate you all patience. You know, we're gonna blame.
Yeah, we want to hear this song.
All right, here we go. So now I'm on YouTube. I'm not on myself.
Now share your screen.
Share screen. Yeah, I should know this stuff, right? All right, here we go. Let's try it. Hopefully it works. Let me know.
Never seen the people so difficult. Finding more ways to be different, so they can survive while their neighbors storm. How do we rise, get the nation strong? We're thinking along, we don't think together. People so cold like the winter's weather. In front of you, they'll show all of their teeth, while secretly want you beneath them. Somewhere in this I don't think it matters, cause we can change everything else we're wanting. The houses and buildings, it's more important things that we need, but it's so hard to see. I'm gonna keep on trying. 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 I'm gonna keep on trying.
In this rat race, first comes in first place. I will only have
have to say. No ignorance on display. Someone's gotta be the example for the people. Show them what is better out there, 'cause we get a lot of negativity. We get a lot of people see that there's no unity, and we gotta want better for one another. Show love for our fathers and mothers, and our brothers and our sisters, and show them that we can. Trying, no matter what it takes. I'm gonna keep on trying, no matter what it takes.
I'm gonna keep on trying. Every day I'ma try. I'm gonna keep me trying. Every day I'ma try. Even if I don't like me, no. Every day I'ma try. I'm gonna keep on trying. I'm gonna keep on trying every day, even through our ignorant ways. I'ma try. I'ma try. I'ma try. Oh, try.
I got you, bro. Nice song, beautiful song. Nice. Y'all got to get me on there, man. I got to come out to show y'all how to. Man, I could do this, man. Nah, you encouraged me though. You and your wife, y'all putting it in, boy. Y'all make me feel like I could sing, and I know what I sound like. Y'all sing so good. You make me feel like I could get out there and do it. That's how you know when a person is doing a good job, when they make you feel like you can do it. They make it sound easy.
So that.
Yeah.
To the Most High.
Great. I like that, man. I mean, y'all got so many songs, man. Can you put the link in the chat room so that people can go and listen on their own?
So that's the thing. I'm actually about to take it down right now because we're doing it a different way. We're not going to do it the way that everyone else is doing, which is streaming. But I had to explain. We're going to put up a video about that. I'm going to explain that, and I'll share it for people to watch. Okay. So, but it will be available, but just not the way that everyone thinks.
Wonderful, wonderful. May the Most High be praised. He has truly blessed y'all's vocals, man. Y'all got that thing going on. We're grateful. And we got to hear it exclusively here. We got to hear it.
Y'all the first. Nobody has heard it. Well, other than a couple of people that y'all the first public people. Me and these people, we always share our songs. They're engineers, so I let them check out my mastering and my mixing, and they confirm and things of that nature. So yeah.
Yeah, may the Most High be praised. May the Most High be praised. Did Bane want to say anything?
Did you have anything? Hold on, everybody. I'm glad you all enjoyed it.
Excellent.
Can you hear me? Thank you. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Pretty much my thanks has been said by everybody that's already spoken before me. But I do just want to say that I'm grateful today. I'm grateful to the Creator just to be a part of everything that's taking place. What I mean by that is that, the Creator has had me in a place where I've just been focusing on like the small things. And, it's a beautiful thing to really be a part of what we have here at Beulah. And I don't like the song just said, we're going to keep trying. I feel like it's like the Most High is just purging us. And I don't have a lot to say, but if I was to speak, even my words cannot really I can't put it into words right now, so I'm just thankful to just be observing and hearing everything the Most High is doing through us. It just shows that, we're on our way, and we may not be there yet, but we're on the right path. We're on track, and it's just for all of us to continue to keep trying. That's been in my spirit. The Most High has me in a certain place right now, and I'm just grateful to be there. Grateful to be able to be learning to become a better servant. Seeing this for what it really is. And even how we were talking about protection earlier, Nasik, he brought out one time I said that, the Most High has us. And I truly believe that, and what proves that is the simple fact that, like Abba said earlier, we all fit together like a glove, He's bringing everybody, the people that are here now, the Creator has brought us together for a specific reason, and so He's brought together a lot of men who all view security the same way. You know what I mean? And so, when I'm here on the land and I'm just walking, I walk the land and I walk the path on the land, maybe more than anybody that's here right now. So I'm familiarizing myself with every path that's on the land. I'm familiarizing myself with everything that takes place on the land, and the Most High is showing me even protection in other ways. You know what I mean? I just like everybody that's here, even the consistency every single week, hearing the same name, the same people, coming together. It just shows that we're on one accord. So I'm just grateful to be a part of this. I'm grateful that, when I'm out here on the land, I'm always thinking about y'all. Like I'm always imagining. I'm always, all the names that I hear every week, when I'm out on the land and I'm cutting grass or I'm, working on a project, I'm always thinking about the people. So I'm just thankful that the Most High has me in that place where I'm just learning to become, a better servant for His people. And I'm just taking in everything He's doing through us. He's purging us, He's cleaning us. He's writing our, He's making our crooked path straight. And so I'm grateful to just be a part of it, experiencing it. I'm thankful for my Abba, my Ima. Thankful for y'all because I have grown up a lot of my life just on my own, not really having, mother and a father figure, So I'm just grateful for every small thing that other people may not see as important, you know what I'm saying? But for me, it's just the Most High just opened my eyes in a lot of different ways. I'm thankful for everything that's been said. I agree 100% with everything that's been said. And we doing it, y'all. We doing it, We always have places to continue to improve, but I'm just thankful that we're doing it, like regardless. We just doing it, and we're gonna continue to do it. I've been here going on 7-8 months now, and I'm just thankful to still be here and still be doing it, still be working together, becoming the best version of myself, continuing to build the relationships with my brothers, my sisters that are here. And, I'm just in a very good mood. I feel light. Zehu, I'm just thankful for all y'all. I love everybody that is here. And I mean that.
May the Most High be praised. Total Rabbah. Beautiful thing, beautiful thing. So keep in mind, the Most High will bring those who the Most High feels appropriate for what it is that we're doing. Those who come, participate, fall in, fit in, be who they're supposed to be, we good. And that's what it's about. I had a conversation with a brother yesterday on the phone for about a good 2 hours or so. He called for one reason, but we ended up spacing that time out talking about some stuff for a long time. We even got into the scriptures. But one of his basic things that he was speaking to me about was he lives in Georgia. He lives on some land. I think he got like 6 acres of land. He lives on his house. But the people in his community don't want him there. And they're trying to get him they're trying to frustrate him to make him move, to make him get out and leave. They keep locking him up. They locked up him, his daughter, his son twice. And this time they locked up him and his son, but the daughter was still home. And the daughter, I think he said she's like 21, 22. And she was resilient in the way that she moved about to get the freedom of her father and her brother. These things are commendable. When you see a young woman in this way of walk, who's conducting herself mature, responsible. She called me, I said, hey, you got this, she got everything she needed. She was cool. She didn't call me for herself. She called me to tell me about her pop, but she could have called for herself and she would have got it. You know how we do. But the simple fact that she was more concerned about the safety of her brother and her father and them getting home and being back united and fighting this issue with them, that's a beautiful thing. And I commend her for that. But the brother was talking to me about how they are so the area, the neighborhood is the town basically is so willing to get them out of that community because what they got, they want. They don't like us living good like they're living right now on land with animals. They got 2 wells on their land. They got a house and they got 6 acres of land. He got his own things. He got beehives. He got everything going on out there where he can live self-sufficient. And they don't want that. Plus, he is a servant of the Almighty. They don't want that. So they're trying to destroy him any way they can. But in my opinion, I think they're trying to destroy him psychologically by bringing all them pressures up against him. So those of us who are serious about the Almighty, just pray for those of us who really need his help and support more than the others of us. People who are in situations like that need our help. So when I come to Georgia, I'm going to go visit the brother. I'm going to take some brothers down there and we're going to show some love to the family because that's the way it is. And that's how we got to move out for each other. May the Most High be praised. Total Rabbah. So what I want to thank the Creator for, last week I talked to you all about my cousin who was in the hospital and she was really bad off. Well, she passed. She made transition. She's gone now. And we had to do her funeral yesterday. I think she might have passed on Tuesday or Wednesday. And we did the funeral on Shishi, Friday. I thank the Creator for that. All the family got together. And the family, the services was pretty nice, but she's no longer with us. And I thank the Most High for the time that we got to spend with her. She was a average person, but above average in many ways. But she was an average person, meaning like she went through life with hardships. She overcame her hardships and all of her addictions in her life. And she started getting good. I mean, working, taking care of herself, doing all the things she had to do. And she was doing real good for a good 4 years, maybe 5 years. And then this happened. And in my lesson, when I got to talk to the people, I had to highlight that a little bit. How the Creator took her through her life and through all her struggles and all her hard times. And then showed the best of her, where she was living in the best spirit, being the very best version of herself before he cut her off. And then people look at that and say, damn, that's bad, man. She was doing good. Why you had to do all that at that time? The reason why, in my opinion, the Most High did that is so that your memory of her wouldn't be when she was at her worst. Everybody got to talk. I mean, a few people talked about when she was bad, but the majority of everybody, even those who talked about when she was bad, talked about her being in her prime, in her great time of her life. And I believe, in my opinion, the Most High could have removed her a long time ago because of her living and doing the things that she was living and doing at that time. But the Creator gave her a good 4 to 5 year run of working, of taking care of herself, providing, helping people, and all those types of things. And then he allowed her to be removed. And in my opinion, it was so that our memories of her will be on the positive as opposed to the negative. So we got like 1 hour and a half to do this lesson. I don't know if that's going to happen in an hour and a half. But it's so many things that I'm thankful for, but I really don't have the time to go through them all. So just know that I'm grateful to the Most High for life, for all of you in the audience, and all of you who are here on the panel. The Most High has blessed me with your presence, and I appreciate it. And whatever it is that I have to learn from you, I pray that the Most High puts me in the proper spirit so that I can learn from you what it is that I need to know to make me better, to take me further, and to help me to do my job that he's placed me to do more successfully. So may the Most High be praised. Toda Rabbah. And thank you all. So let's see. I'm trying to see if I want to go to these comments.
I can read them if you want. Princess has the hand up though.
Yeah, I think that's important. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, let's do our thing. Do what we do.
Shalom, family. Um, we were talking about something, and it brought to my memory and to my thought to Slackly. I'm a little, I don't know why I'm still feeling dizzy, but it brought to my memory and to my thought about our school and the support that we need for our school. And my husband and I and more Zakaria had a nice meeting yesterday about the progress of the school, the different things that we need to change and to continue to do. But it brought to mind, I went to Sparta in this week, and there's a private school here too, but it's a white Christian private school. And I'm part of the steering committee to bring the Boys and Girls Club here to this county. And so we went there to do a presentation. The school is 98% white.
Mm.
And there was a sprinkle of a couple of black children here and there, black people there and here and there, but the majority, of course, are white. And I could tell you from firsthand witness, the parent, like we were trying to get some of them to sign up, the parents wouldn't even look our way. And I don't know what the other people on my team do, but I'm very security conscious, of course. So, I had my stuff with me, but I'm looking around in this building. This school has been around for over 30 years. They have a capacity of 100 children right now, approximately 100 students in their school. And on the wall is a Confederate flag. There's of course, the American flag. And then all their sponsors with all these big white companies that's around here in Sparta. And it just really showed me that it doesn't matter how many years, we step away from slavery. I'm a believer and I'm a supporter of separate living, separate races living separate. I do. I don't believe in integration. I believe we are more powerful when we live separate. And it showed me that because they have a community within their own school. Even if they don't all live in a community like we do, that school, like you could see the togetherness they had. Like a lot of the prominent white businesses that are here in Sparta, their children attend that school. And that school, like I said, it's been established for over 30 years. And I walked around the outside just to kind of see what's going on. They had like little plaques memorializing the families that used to go there or that donated to the school. But what really I'm bringing it up for is because they are unified. They are together. Like it doesn't, of course they let, a couple of us in there, a couple of us, our children are attending that, not ours from our community, but
Totally.
as in Black children are attending their school. And I'm sure that the children that are attending that school that are of our color are attending because the public school system here is in the state of Georgia is at the very bottom. It's like if you go 1 to 1,000, it's 1,000 because it's very low on the totem pole of education. But I just, I wanted to bring that up because it's so important that we support each other. I saw grandmothers in there, grandfathers. I saw fathers. I mean, it was a lot of men in there. And their board, so they have a board for their school. Their board consists of only men. And part of it is because in their culture, in white culture, women don't have a say-so when it comes to leadership and doing certain things, which in some ways I agree. So I'm not going to say that I don't agree with some things they're doing. But there were a lot of women teachers, but it just, I just paid attention to every little detail because when I'm in their presence, it's like they have this, aura about them, like, yeah, we got it going on. And they do because they're doing their thing, right? But when we come in their presence, we have to have that same aura. And honestly, like when the people started looking at me, then like some of the would come over because I was like, hey, come over here. We're doing this for the community. You know, it's not about, I know where I am, but it's about, this is the Boys and Girls Club for the community. And one thing that I see in this community is there's a line. There's the white and the black. Now you have some white that are what they quote unquote describe as poor white trash. So they're always, you know, in the midst of us, our people. And then you have some blacks who are considered uppity, so they're in the midst of them. But the separation in this county is it just shows you where the money is going, because this county we live in is 92% Black or African, so-called African American, right? So the power, we have so much power here, but because we're not unified, you would never know it. So I just brought it up because the school is very unified, and you can see their unification amongst each other. Despite, you know, they not really coming to the table and all that. I expected it, honestly, coming into it, because, you know, some people don't want to acknowledge Black people and give them any type of, you know, credence or greeting or whatever. But the food menu was on par. Like, I mean, of course they were serving chicken, but when I'm saying like on par compared to a public school, you know, and so it just gave me just more inspiration for us to really get it together as our community, as our school. Because if that place could be around for over 30 years, and they have a building, I'm talking about in the community, they have and it's growing, and you know, they have all type of different ways you can get scholarships to go there. Like, I'm talking to the people, and we just have to be more committed to helping one another, and not trying to reinvent the wheel. You know, so many people want to reinvent a wheel because we may not get along on little things, but a lot of them don't get along on a lot of things, but they still working together because they want their children to be in the same educational system. And then they have scholarships provided so that those children, whether they can afford it or not, can go. So, you know, I just wanted to bring that out because it just something was said and it popped in my mind to talk about that. So, you know, we're here for any information or questions people may have about our school and our community, but we have to work together. So creator willing, we'll get to that point. I'm not trying to compare us to them or us to them, just showing you all that through unification, dedication, determination, and love for one another, we can build and we become stronger. And we can't protect each other if we're not working together. Like, you walk in there, I'm sure if one of them get hurt or kidnapped, their whole community is coming out. And I can't say the same for us. I mean, here at Beulah Land, but for all of our people out here, I can't say the same, that we'll all come and stand on our 10 toes to defend each other. So, say who?
Yeah. And that's important. You know, that's one of the things that hold us back from accumulating any type of success here in these countries, because we are not unified. We don't stand behind each other. We don't help each other. We don't support each other. All right, it's simple. Here's a simple example right here. Now, we got all these people on the sideline here, typing in, texting in. How many of you have even heard of GHA at Temple Kepharim, Goshen Hebrew Academy at Temple Kepharim? How many of you have heard of that? Everybody sees what we do every week, but how many of you have donated to try to help these things to keep moving forward so that we can keep on teaching the future positivity and raising up the future Israel? How many of you are in support of those things? How many people are in the background who really don't like us, but yet say, you know what? I don't care what they say and what they do. I mean, I know they're moving. I know their heart. I know everything about them is righteous. So I'm going to support them, even though I don't want to be a part of them. We don't move like that, but the Europeans do. Hold on a second, please. Please forgive me. The Europeans do move like that. Not just the Europeans, but it seems like every other nation other than us sticks together and unify and do what they do. They put their differences aside and they understand that this is a school, we got to build it up. We got to put our resources, we got to donate. And you know, finances is always the key when you're building something in this country, in any country. Without finances, you can't build. The teachers got to be paid. That's a primary number one. The buildings have to be brought. You know, you have to pay for the curriculum. You have to pay for these things. You need these things. But how many of us understand that in order for us to be successful, greater than them, because we could outdo them if we put our minds to it. If each and every one of us decide that we're going to make Goshen Hebrew Academy at Temple Kepharim a priority. Why? Because it's a Black-owned Hebrew school. It's a Black-owned private Hebrew school. So we're going to do whatever we got to do to make sure they ain't number one. We got teachers on the staff here that comes into the room. They on the sideline. You know, we got to be able to pay them a decent salary. Right now, most people just donating their time. That's what they're really doing, is donating their time. And we're grateful and we're thankful. We pray that we're not violating the Shabbat day by having this discussion today. But it's really about what we do for ourselves that's going to last. And a lot of us, we don't do anything for ourselves. We will take $20 and give it to the European man or any other man that don't look like us to buy a lesser quality of an item than when our brother and sister put an item on display that's of great quality. We always looking for a discount. Yeah, give me $20 off. Give me $30 off. Or give me 10%, 20%, 30% off, and then I'll do it. Now, I ain't got no problem getting a discount, but if you ever notice, when I ask for a discount, it's from everybody else. I don't try to hurt my own people because I understand how hard it is for our people to get in the industry to be self-sufficient and to build and to sell and to buy. I understand how hard it is. So I want to see them come up. I'll support them. Even if I ain't buying nothing, I try to take their advertisement and send it to somebody who will buy something because I'm about people. I'm about our people. But our people need to be about our people and we will be successful. We will make it. If the Black people shut down for 1 week financially from supporting this society would collapse. It would be, if we just did it for 1 week, I think it's $8 trillion a year the Black community spend. I believe it's $8 trillion a year the Black community spend in America. So if we did that shut down just for 1 week, we will handicap this society so hard that they would have to listen to us. They would have to open doors for us. But we are not unified enough to make that happen. We all come here faithfully every week. A lot of you come faithfully. How many times did you see that scroll across the bottom? I know we got a few people who donate because I get the receipt. I get the receipt every time you do something. PayPal, Cash App, Zelle, however you do it. But it's very few, extremely few. I can count it on one hand. But the point I'm trying to make is we're not going to be successful unless you all help and pitch in to make it a success. We giving this to the creator, man. Ain't nobody buying Nasik a new car. Ain't nobody paying Nasik bills. And you definitely ain't paying my bills because that's not what we're about. We don't live like that. We live at a bare minimum, right? We live at a bare minimum. And if we go above that minimum, it's because we do it at the muscle on our own. So everything pertaining to the school, everything pertaining to the land, we would love to have you guys contribute and invest in and feel like this is a part of you because that's what it is. When you come out, you be a part. We let you know this. You could go right there. You pick out that spot right there. You got your money. You go build you a house, put you a little camper or a trail or something over there, and that's your little area. That's how we move because we understand that the Creator didn't bless us just for us. He blessed us for every one of you, the whole nation of Israel. He gave us what he gave us to allow us to manage it for when you come home and when you're ready, you'll have a place in this captivity that you can call home until the Most High takes us back to the Holy Land. And ultimately, that should be everybody's goal to go back to the Holy Land. But we can't go back with the same mess we got when the Most High put us out. We can't go back like that. So today's lesson was supposed to be when they hate you for no reason. And I think we might have to change that up because I only have a half hour, an hour and 15 minutes to do that lesson. And there is no way with all the information that I got that I want to bring forward that I'm going to be able to do that on the first half. So what it is we're going to do another chapter, another scripture, and then we're going to do this lesson on the second half of class where we have more time. So when we come back at 4 o'clock, we're going to do when they hate you for no reason at 4 o'clock. That's what we're going to do. So this first portion of class, we're going to do the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30. So can we all go there? And this wasn't planned, so everything you're getting right now is off the hip, off the top of the hip, and it's going to last us for a good hour or so. We only got an hour and 15 minutes, so we're going to make it that way. We're going to make it work, all right? Do I have, where's Ornette? Sister Ornette, is you present? Sister Ornette, where you at? I see you now, see, Total Rabah. Is Sister Ornette in the house? I guess she ain't here. All right, bro, you got me, bro?
Okay.
Let's rock and roll. Yeah, verse 1. Let's set up the scene so we can understand what we're getting ourselves into. So many Israel today, so many of us, we know so much about history, at least what they taught us about history, we're familiar with. But how many of us really understand why we're here in captivity? And how many of us really understand what we're supposed to do while we're here in captivity, while we're living here, and how we can get back home to serve the Creator and be the epitome of righteousness once again? Something for all the nations to look at. How do we do this? What history, what portion of information shares this type of information with us to let us know how to get back to the Almighty? A lot of people give us things like Christianity and say Christianity is the way to the Creator. Islam is the way to the Creator. Hinduism, Buddhism, Mithraism, all these type of Egyptology, all these things they say are the way back to the Creator. But what I do like about all these different paths that they teach, if you really listen to the discipline and the teachings of all these different things, they teach love. Everybody teaches love. That's the common goal in all of these different things. They teach love and selflessness. If we can learn these things and incorporate it and begin to worship our way of being a Hebrew Israelite back to the Most High by incorporating those things, we'll be in good shape. Look at Sister Ornette popping up in a room. What's up, sis? Thought you wasn't with us, man. You had me worried about you for a moment. What's the deal? You coming in? You gonna read for us today? Or you gonna wait till later? You might hold that off till later. I don't know what you want to do. You want to wait till later? Or you want to read now, Sister Ornette? But the whole principle, the foundation of all these different religions is about love. And that's the real key to the servitude of the Almighty. That's the real key. Learn how to love. And we're not just talking. Somebody got something going on in the background. I guess that must be in your room, Nasik. Is that it?
Maybe so. I muted myself just in case.
Okay. If we really truly learn what love is and the principle and the foundation of love, we will do a great job at being the best we can, as long as we're living in those principles and in those teachings and those understandings. When we were at the funeral yesterday, and I was talking to the family, to the people in the audience, and it was a huge funeral. It was a lot of people. The next room was filled up. It was so many people. But one of the messages that I gave was that, and I'm going to try to share it with you like this. We come into this life today as we are in, and we tend to think that the duty of life We are to acquire great physical things, wealth, houses, cars, women, men. We think that we are supposed to, children. We focus our primary goal on acquiring those things and think that that's the principles of life and that's what life is all about. But have you stopped to wonder or stopped to question that almost everyone who lost their lives, they were alone, which means that where they went and what they did, they didn't take their house, they didn't take their car, and a lot of them didn't take their children. Most of them don't take their children. Even if the child dies the same time you die, that child goes where that child is intended to go and you go somewhere else. But however it is, all that wealth that you acquired, none of that wealth goes with you. That girlfriend that you were so in love with, that you broke the laws of the Most High to be with, the one that you broke the laws of the Most High to be, the one that you broke the laws of the Most High to be with, she don't go with you. 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, matter of fact, 7 days later, she probably with another man. And he's getting all that you sacrificed for to break the laws of the Creator to be with her. He's getting all that. So none of that was worth it. So what is the purpose of life that we're living? What is it all about? The car, somebody else driving your car, somebody else living in your house. You understand? Your children, they're still alive and they don't do the things that you taught them to do. You know, it's really disappointing, and it can be a disappointing thing when you look at it. It's all how you view it. And of course, everything that I'm saying is a positive aspect to it, but I'm looking at the reality aspect, the most common aspect, the things that we're talking about right now. All of those physical things that you have acquired in your 29, 39, 49, 59, 69 years of life are tangible things with physical hands. But when you go and you pass, do you think the Creator is going to be worried about whether you had a house, whether you had a car, whether you had some money in the bank? Do you think the Most High is going to be worried about that when he go and sit and open the book and look at what you've accomplished in life? You know what the Most High is going to be looking at? He's going to be looking at those things that you do take with you. And what are those things that you do take with you when you leave this life? It is those intangible things that you can't touch with the physical hand. What are you talking about, Prince? The things that you cannot touch with the physical hands. Things like kindness, things like love, compassion, mercy. And don't think that those things are being talked about with people that you naturally supposed to. He's talking about strangers. He's talking about the widows, the fatherless. He's talking about the homeless, the ones who couldn't do for themselves. Did you reach out and try to help them, to pick them up, to get them to a higher level? Did you try to preserve their lives? That little dog that you seen walking down the street, did you try to feed that dog or get that dog some water? Or did you move him on the side so he couldn't get hit by that car? See, these are the types of things that you take with you, because those things have a life of their own. And so many people don't know that. Too many people don't know that. The little things you do to preserve the health, the safety, the life, to release some of the pressures off of somebody else's mind, off of their days, to help them out in their time of struggle, because you're able to. You might not be going through that pain, but somebody else is going, and they're crying out to the Creator. Even if they don't open their mouth, their souls are crying out to the King. And he hears them. And you want to be the one who relieves them of that pain, even if it causes you to go broke for a little while. You want to be the one to relieve them of that pain. You know why you want to be the one? Because when it's all over and said and done, those are the things that the Most High is going to call to memory when he pulls you into his heavenly kingdom and say, hey, yo, what's up? How'd you live your life? It's called the book of life. When he says, how did you live your life? Why is it called the book of life? Because he's going to say, how did you live your life? A true leader is a servant to the people. And so many people don't understand that. So many people are trying to serve the leader, not understanding that the leader's job is to serve the people. The leader's life don't belong to him and him alone. It belongs to the people. So he has to lead a life where he's concerned. He has that real love, that genuine concern and care for the safety, for the upkeep, for the stability of everybody outside of himself, if he's a leader. If he's only worried about him, then something's wrong with that picture. Maybe he shouldn't be a leader. Every one of us are leaders to the world. Every one of us are leaders to people who don't know the Most High. Every one of us. So it is our job to serve those people. Now, if I got a brother next to me and my brother getting it just like me, then I can ignore him. And I got to go to that brother or sister that ain't getting it and help them rise up to that level where they are getting it. So one day I can step back and leave them alone and they can coast on their own, where they can find some peace, some happiness in their own life, where they can begin to worship this King and pray to him. That's true leadership. And every one of us are leaders in our own right. And we have to remember that anybody who are less fortunate than you are in need of leadership. And those are the ones that you have to reach out to try to be kind and gentle and merciful and compassionate to. Have some empathy. Put yourself in their positions and try to help them to live a better life, because you got it already. A lot of you talk about, well, I ain't got no money. We ain't talking about money. We talking about something money can't buy. It does help. It helps a whole lot, but it don't buy what we talking about. We talking about your time. We talking about your patience. We talking about your conversation. A lot of times people just need to hear a good word, to lift their spirits, to elevate them to another level. And you got those good words, but yet you don't like that individual. So you ain't got nothing to say to them. So then the next day you hear from their mother, their father, they done committed suicide, when you had the opportunity to save their lives just by saying a good word. But because I don't like what he said to me, I don't like what she did to me, or when I got up on a podium to speak, everybody else rose up and said, Shabbat Shalom, Prince. But that one individual stayed in his seat. But I have the ability to help that individual, and I don't help him. Who you think the Most High going to blame for that? Because I'm supposed to be on a higher level, just like you. Supposed to be on a higher level. You're supposed to be able to put that stupid small stuff to the side and move out with a greater agenda than those who are supposed to be on a lesser spiritual level than you. So we're going to travel in the book of the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30. And we're going to see where you fit at in all of this on your journey to serve this King. He knows all about us. He knows our history, our past, our present, our future. He knows it all. It's up to us to realize the mess that we're in, the condition that we're in, and how to get back home to the Almighty. And while we're doing all that, we have to prepare ourselves to one day stand before the Almighty. So let's read on. Sister Anita, are you coming in to read, or are you going to let Nasik read? Which one?
I'm here.
All right. Let's read on. Let's go. Total Rabbi, Nasik, thank you for your willingness. Greatly appreciate it. Let's go.
Reading from the book of Deuteronomy, or Devarim, chapter 30, verse 1.
Oh, man, this is exciting. Let's go, y'all. Let's go. Y'all hold before we start reading. Everybody in the audience, just go share with about 5 people. Everybody, go through your phone, your messages, just share it with 5 links with it. Just copy the link, go share, go to the share button, push copy, and then go to your text messages and share the link with about 5 people in your audience. And it ain't even got to be Hebrew. It just could be anybody that you know. Go to your Facebook page and share it to your 5 groups. Do whatever you can do. Let's let these people hear the good news of the Almighty. Let's do this, fam. Let's get it in. Read on, please.
And it shall come to pass, when all these things that come upon thee, the blessing and the curse, which I have set thee.
Stop for a second. She started off with it saying, and it shall come to pass, which shows that this is the future tense from the time that this was spoken. This shall be in the future. It's definitely going to happen. It shall come to pass that you will call to mind the blessings and the curses, all the things that the Most High said. And let's read on, sis. Read that again for us, please. Watch how it opens up.
Verse 1. And it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee,
When
the
all
blessing,
these things are come upon us, the blessings and the curses, we're going to bethink ourselves in the land of our captivity. One more time, sis. Go ahead. I'm promising not to interrupt this time. Go ahead, sis.
verse 1. And it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse, which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind
Now,
among all the nations,
where? Go ahead. Among all
to
the
which to which the Creator thy power has driven thee.
Now stop there for a second. This lets us know that this ain't talking to our ancestors about our ancestors who was there present 3,000 years ago, standing before the Almighty when this revelation was revealed. The Creator is talking to the future Israel. At that present time, he's talking to the future Israel. That's for every one of us. He's talking to every one of us. He says that when I send you into the land of your captivity, you're going to call to mind the blessings and the curses that I put upon you. Call to mind means to remember. It means you will remember all the things that I put upon you in the land of your captivity. Zikaron is a thing that you put on the door to remember. It's a zikaron, remembrance, to remind you, to remember of all the things that the Creator has promised us. When we're in the land of our captivity, we're going to have a book. They're going to call it the Bible, but it is really a book of remembrance. That's why all these things are written down, so we can have a history, so we can call these things back to our remembrance. I don't know if y'all follow where I'm trying to go right now, so I'm going to try to take it this way. You are your ancestors from so many thousands of years ago. Your DNA bear records of those people who lived thousands of years ago. Everything that was in their lives is still contained. That memory is still contained within you today. So when the Most High presents you with the Torah, the Tanakh, it is a thing that's given to you to unlock your DNA so that your mind will call back to memory the things of the ancient days. A lot of you can't travel that far, but this is a reality. We are those people. Standing before that mountain and hearing the Almighty's voice is deep, buried deep down inside of us. So when we read that book of remembrance, it's supposed to trigger something within us, like that zeal that Nasi have to learn the language. You see how passionate he is about that? He's serious about that. That didn't start with him. It's something about his DNA that is structurally and molecularly in tune with what it is that he's presenting, because his father's father, way down the line somewhere, understood and did this thing and probably taught it to others in a way of returning back to the Almighty. He don't know why. He just got it. He just feel it. It's just a passion. And a lot of that is the reason why a lot of you are here today. Because when you open that Zikron, when you open that book of remembrance, something in your DNA ignited. Like I hear my brother talking about Chief of Chief. His DNA, something was in his DNA that made him live the way he lived when he read that book of remembrance. There's a lot of people that walk around the street today that are dead. They're zombies like in this land. But when they read that book of remembrance, they stand up and be men. Honorable men, men of respect, and you wouldn't even know that they was out there in them streets. They stand up strong. The book of remembrance unlocked the key to your DNA. That's what it's here for. The Most High gave us a prophecy thousands of years ago and said there will be a time that you will be in the land of your captivity and you will remember. And now today we are remembering. We are remembering the words of the Almighty. Many of us are listening and hearing observing, and our nature is letting us know that this is true, this is fact, and this is who we are. And let's see what the sister has to say. Watch, read on, sis. Take us a little further, please.
Verse 2. And shall return unto the Creator thy power.
You shall do what?
And shall return unto the Creator thy power.
When that book of memory or the book of remembrance is open to your DNA and you're reading and you're indigesting all of those words and that spirit and that entity. That's why the Most High says, meditate on my law daily, day, noon, night, evening. Teach your children daily, morning, noon, night, evening, all the time. Ingest that word, because the more you ingest, the more you open up that DNA. The more you have a remembrance of past things that took place. You might not know it, but you will be living it out in your servitude to the Creator. But through this lesson, I want you to remember, family, that you have to determine what side of the fence you were on. Because everybody wasn't on the righteous side. Some people was pretenders, as if they loved the Creator. And then there were some people who was actually really willing to make every sacrifice they had to make to please this king. So think about it, family. You have to decide what side of the Israelite law you was on. Was you one of the naysayers out in the field telling Moses it can't be done? Moses, we're going to get you with the stones. Moses, we don't trust you. Or was you one of the ones on the side of Moses worshiping, serving, honoring the Creator? Because this is still true today. As I've spoken before, this is woken up in your DNA from thousands of years ago. You still bear the same seed of your forefathers from thousands of years ago within you today. And when you crack open that book, whatever side you was on back then is going to be alive in you today. But you have the ability to change all that if you so desire. You have the ability to make it different once you come into the realization of what side you're on. If you don't like that side, you got the ability to change it. Once you realize I'm practicing paganism, because you know our forefathers practiced paganism and it got us kicked out of the land by associating partners with the Creator. Do you know that? We wanted to worship everybody under the sun other than the Almighty, Baal, Chemosh, Dagog. We wanted to worship the Queen of Heaven, Tammuz. We wanted to do all these things, and this is what got us kicked out of the land. So are you still practicing idolatry today? If you are, then that's the side you're on. But once you realize that's what you're doing, I know it's hard to let go because you believe it in your soul that this thing is true. That's because the book of remembrance is calling back what you did back in the day. You're feeling it and you're relating and socializing with it. But yet the Most High is giving you another opportunity to return to Him. The Creator is saying to us all, I hear you, I see you. Come and give me the best of you. But some of us can't get past what we're doing because our forefathers did it. And it's up inside of us. A lot of us don't feel comfortable worshiping the Almighty and the Almighty alone. So we bind partners to the Almighty. And that's not what the Most High wants of us. He says, when you go into the land of your captivity, rethink what has taken place in the past. Think about it, those laws, those statutes, those commandments. How did you get kicked out of the land? Why did you get kicked out of the land? Because of disobedience. Are you still being disobedient today to this king? Let's talk, sis.
Verse 2. And shall return unto the Creator thy power.
Now, I need you to back up. Watch how she does this. When you go through all this stuff, you bethink yourself, and then you return to the Most High your power to do all these things. Read on, sis. Go ahead. To do all, laos, to do all these things. Read on, sis. Get it.
And shall return unto the Creator thy power, and shall obey His voice, according to all that I command thee this day.
Stop right there for a second. To obey the Most High's voice, because he's repetitively telling you over and over and over, thou shalt have no other power but me. He's repetitively telling you this over and over and over. But we have been wrapped up in these houses of worship for so long that it has gotten incorporated more and more and more into our spirits, that when we come into the realization that we are sacred to the Almighty, we want to bring those deities with us in our worship toward this King. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? A lot of us can't get it out of our DNA. A lot of us don't know how to love each other. A lot of us don't know how to be kind to each other. A lot of us don't know how to have empathy for the neighbor or the sister or the brother because our forefathers didn't have it back in the day. All these things must be removed because these are the things that the Most High require of us. He requires of us to remove these things out of our character, out of our personality, out of our traits. But do we do that? Or do we walk in the arrogance that I'm a man, I'm going to do what I want to do? How do we decide to serve this King? Read on, sis. See what else he says to us.
Verse 2. And thou shalt return unto the Creator thy power, and shall obey his voice, according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children.
Thou and who? Thou and who else?
And thy children.
A lot of us, we let our children do what they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us are too busy trying to be our children's friend as opposed to our children's parent. A lot of us, we don't want to disrupt the peace in our children's life because of some tragedy, or their father may have left, their mother may have left, and we don't want to bring too much pressure, so we let them get away with things and we have no discipline over them. Or we don't want to bring their fathers in their lives because we want to keep them to ourselves. That's not righteous, because that's going to disrupt your child, and your child won't be able to learn the Creator's truth with only one parent as well as he would if he had both parents in the household serving the Creator. I want you to understand what I'm saying to you, sisters, brothers. If you're shutting the other parent out of their life and the other parent is also in the way of the Almighty, maybe you should bring that other parent back around. And the both of you should be serving the Creator together. That will have such a greater impact on the life of that child. And also, if the both of you are serving the Creator together and your child sees that you're serving the Creator together, your child will take to this way of life much easier. But when you're separated on one side of the world, your other child's on the other side of the world, that's how it is in the child's mind. They see that separation. Read on, please.
Thou and thy children, with all thine heart and with all thy soul.
Not with a part of it, but with all of it, which means you give over to the best of it. You try to do the very best that you can possibly do to be the very best that you could possibly be. Not a lot of us do that. A lot of us are only part-time loyal to this truth. Whenever this truth gets in the way of what we desire, what we want to do, we'll move this truth to the side and we'll do what we want to do. The Most High doesn't want that from us. The Most High wants us to always hold this truth, his laws, his commands as the forefront of our minds. That's why we were commanded to have that frontlet on the forehead, so that your mind, his commandments will always be on your mind. He wants us to have our desires to pleasing him before our desires to please ourselves. But a lot of us don't do that. But we have to get into that rhythm again. Our forefathers who worshiped and stood on that side, the left side, they could have stood on the right side with Moses. But they stood on the left side because they didn't want to give them their lives fully over to the Creator, because they still wanted to do the worldly pleasures. You don't understand what I'm saying? I'll give you an example of what I'm saying. When Moses brought the children of Israel out of Egypt, and he led them into the wilderness at the desert of Sinai, and Moses went up into the mountain to worship the Almighty, to get the commandments for the people. The moment Moses was gone, what did the people do? They threw a party. They wanted to jam. They wanted to get it in. They burn incense, and they're having sex and burning all kind of incense to these deities, making golden calves. And then they turn around and made these idols and say that these are your Elohim who brought you out of Egypt. So what did they say? They leaned on their own understanding. And what they did was they tried to put the Creator their worship to the Creator into their heathen practices, into the way that they were used to doing things. So many of us today will refuse to hear the words of leadership, the teachings and the instructions of those leaders who ain't a part of that thing. We refuse to hear that type of wording because it's not the normal. It's not what everybody else is into. They don't do it at Beulah Land at Temple Kefirene. They don't do it like everybody else. So we don't tune into them. We want to go where everybody else is having fun and doing the smooth thing and getting it in. That's where we want to be. So that's where a lot of people are. And that's why our numbers is not up in the millions right now. Because if people really wanted to serve the Creator on the right-hand side, they will be here or places like this. And let me tell you something, there's only a remnant of a remnant of a remnant. So you only going to find a very few, maybe one or two, that even do it in a manner like we're talking right now. Yeah, we just that confident. You know why? Because we give ourselves over to the Creator so we can talk like that. We make those sacrifices, but everybody's not willing to do that. Most people, as soon as Moses went up into to commune with the Creator in the mountain, most people revert right back to their heathenistic practices that they learned in the idolatrous behavior in the idolatrous countries that they lived. And that's exactly what we do today. Think about it for a minute, family. Last night, I went after the funeral. I went to my family, and the majority of my family were Hebrews. On that side, we all Hebrews now. I thank the Creator for it. It's a blessing. Shabbat getting ready to come in. They down there still partying. They wasn't stopping that party because the Shabbat was in. They still getting it in. I'm gone. I'm beating the sunset because I know I got to get home before the Shabbat come in. They still down there getting it in. And they don't have no problem with it. Part-time Israelites. Part-time servants of the Most High. That's not what the Creator requires of us. He wants us to say, you know what? The sun is going down. All y'all get out. All y'all got to go. We got at least a half hour to get in the house, take our baths, and get ready for Shabbat. Now, even if they stretch it to that last minute, that's a blessing. That's cool. I'm with that. I understand. I could understand that a lot better. But they still out partying, playing the music and jamming and all that stuff when I left. And we had about 30, 40 minutes before Shabbat was in. And that's not how it's supposed to be. This is what I'm trying to say. There's a distinction between those on the right and those on the left. Those on the left-hand side still want to do the things that bring them pleasure. Those on the right-hand side are like Moses, Samuel, prophet Samuel. They're willing to make those sacrifices to do what's pleasing to the Creator. We know we're not supposed to be working on the Shabbat day. We know that. But you know what we say? Because we on the left side for a lot of us. This is what we say. And I know a lot of spiritual leaders who have done this, and probably, I don't know if they still do it, but I know they have done this. They'll say, well, the Creator gave me this job. The Creator knows that I'm suffering right now. And if the Creator wanted to help me, He would have gave me a different job. So I got to go to work to make ends meet because I'm in the land of my captivity. I'm in this land of slavery. When we started reading this chapter, it said, in the land of your captivity, remember my laws and do them. And reverse your curse. Do them, not know them, and then ignore them for your own pleasures and desires. And if you work on a Shabbat, it is only because of your own pleasures and desires. Just that simple. You will still live and breathe if you didn't work on the Shabbat. So it's only your own pleasures that you're giving into because your mind tells you this is what I got to do. The Creator don't tell you that. Your mind tells you that. And a lot of us, we still do these things. A lot of us, it is our pleasures and desires to have these parties, to go out and enjoy life. A lot of us, it is our pleasures and desire to sex any woman we want and have it any way that we want, whenever we want. But the Most High says, return to me. He's pleading with us. Return to Him. Read it, sis, please.
Verse 3. That then the Creator, thy power, will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations where the Creator, thy power, has scattered thee.
A lot of us are wondering how to return back to the Creator. Well, Prince, I thought I was giving the Creator the best of me. I thought I was already returning to the Most High. But you haven't, unless you've done it in sincerity, unless you have truly sacrificed your own pleasures to please the King. Because that's what it all boils down to, your own pleasures. A lot of us think we take our lives in our own hands, but you don't. The Creator has your life in his hands. He is your protector. He is your provider. He is the way maker. And sure, you have to make the decisions to walk in a certain direction, but the Most High is the one who intervenes and makes sure that you can do that walking. It is him who does all those things. He causes your brain to function to make your legs to move. He calls those adversarial energies out there in the earth that want to get in the way and stop you from doing what you know you want to do. They want to get in your way. The Most High protects you from them, from their harm, from their danger, and you don't know it, but he does. And all he's saying to you in return is, I want you to live the best life that you could possibly live by doing my commandments. You don't think by doing the Most High's commandments you can live the best life you can possibly live. You think, I want to be able to eat chicken. I heard Prince say we couldn't eat chicken, but I'm going to ignore that, act like I didn't hear that. I still want to eat that chicken, so you eat it. Even though Prince just didn't come out of his mind, he gave you the physical evidence for you to research and go look it up. Now, if you researched it and looked it up based on the information that Prince gave you, and you don't see what Prince say, then I could understand your argument a lot better. But most people don't do that. They simply say, well, the law says, don't say I can't do it, so I'm going to eat it. How would you know what the law say if you didn't research it and check it out? You won't know. So do the research. Find out if what Prince has said is true. And if it's true, you would have to come to the conclusion that that chicken is unclean. Get it off your table. Get it out of your house. Stop putting that poison in your body, in your bloodstream, contaminating you, because that's what you're doing. Just like eating pig. You're putting poison in your body, in your bloodstream, and it's contaminating you. But people don't want to do that because it goes against their pleasures. People love the way chicken tastes. We love, man, listen. It's in our DNA because our forefathers ate it for so long. It's in our DNA. We love the taste of chicken. Don't give me no, boy, you give me some barbecue chicken and some macaroni and cheese, some candy yams and some candy yams, some applesauce. Man, my mouth watering right now. Not mine's though. Mine's is not watering anymore because everything that I just mentioned, with the exception of the applesauce, is poison. The macaroni and cheese, the cheese is poison. The chicken is unclean and the chicken is poison. The candy yams is about the best thing on the plate because it's natural as long as you ain't mixing all that other sugar on top of it when you cook it. All that stuff is poison. But man, that was a great feast for us. We love that. We don't want to let that poison go. Therefore, the Creator's commandments go against our pleasures. Therefore, we can't turn back to the Almighty because the Almighty's commandments go against our pleasures. And we want to fulfill our pleasures. Then if this is true, you stand on the left side and not the right side with Moses. You stand on the left side with those who made the golden calf and had the party and the orgies. That's the side you stand on. So those people still cried out to the Creator. They still wanted to worship the Most High in the way that they wanted to worship the Most High, not in the way that the Most High's divine instructor gave them to worship him. Well, Moses, you're a man like us. What's the difference between me and you and what you say and what I decide I want to do? They saying the same thing to me today. Prince, you're a man just like us. What makes you think you right? I mean, I had somebody say that to me to my face. What makes you think you right? Well, I got to stop doing that. Don't worry about it, bro. You ain't got to. Do what you want to continue to do. But when you lay on your deathbed and you're looking at Prince and say, Prince, pray for me, I'm going to say no because I try to talk to you. Now, I would probably still pray for you, but I'm going to say no to your face and say, remember back, and you ain't going to want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I'm about to lose my life. Remember back when we used to have those classes and I told you to stop eating that chicken? Now that chicken has poisoned your body. That chicken is tearing you apart. I tried to warn you, but you didn't want to listen. That macaroni and cheese, I tried to warn you about that macaroni and cheese, but you didn't want to listen. That pig, when I told you about that pig, you said to me, but my grandmother ate pig and she lived to be 95 years old. That spoils your words to me. And these things are poisoning your bloodstream now. And you're dying from an incurable disease, all because you wanted to give into your pleasures and eat what you wanted to eat. Same thing about those who still drink. Oh, they drink that alcohol bad. A lot of people think that alcohol is cool for us. This is what we need. A lot of people think weed, marijuana, and dope, all these type of things is things that we need, and we like these things. We don't want to give them up. The Torah don't say I can't do it. The Torah wasn't talking about this stuff that they're selling us today. This alcohol is not real. It has things in it that we shouldn't be eating, shouldn't be consuming. This weed is not real. It's not marijuana. If you want some real stuff, you got to find, search, you can gather some seeds and grow it yourself, because any 99% of the things you buy off the street is poisonous. And they're putting things inside you to destroy you, to decapitate you, to kill you. What's that word for when they want to take away your womb so that you can't have any children? That's what they're doing to you. But you don't understand it. These people are playing with major warfare. They understand what the warfare that they're in. They can see the calamity that's coming right before them today. Sterile. Thank you. They understand the warfare that they're in. Therefore, they got to put up a strategy and a defense to destroy you. The Most High said, the Creator said, Yotzer said, that he is going to take your enemy and put you in your rightful place, and your enemy shall serve you. That's what the Almighty said. You think the enemy don't read that? You think the enemy don't see that? You think the enemy wants to give up his rulingship of this planet? He doesn't. So strategically, 50 years ago, he made up a plan, and you're living out that plan that he made 50 years ago. You're living it today. So he got a plan for the next 50 years already mapped out, and he's working toward achieving it. And you are falling victim because everything that he put out here, you consuming. You eating it up. Oh, we got the FDA. If this food wasn't no good for us, the FDA wouldn't let us eat it. That's false. How many people took the COVID shot? The FDA had that approved. How many people died from the results of the COVID shot? How many people? But the FDA approved it. Who is the FDA? What did the FDA do? The FDA work for? Who gets their check? Who gives them their check? What is that all about? So anything that this government put out for you doesn't make it safe, doesn't make it good. We got to separate ourselves from doing our own pleasures, and we have to turn in the direction of turning down our plate, turning away from things that are not right, turning away from unrighteous activity and behavior, and returning back to the Creator with a whole mind. Walk away from idolatry. Even if you closely think the possibility that what you're doing might be idolatry, walk away from it. Leave it. Because that idol ain't going to do nothing to you. The Almighty is going to bless you. No matter what it is, all these things, and they pile up. It's a whole list of them that we do, that Deuteronomy 30 is telling us about, that we are doing in the land of our captivity. He still leaves a way for us to return. Read on, sis.
Verse 4. If any of thine be driven out unto the outmost parts of heaven, from there will the Creator thy power gather thee. What is
the outermost parts of heaven? Let's look at it this way. Heaven is a spiritual thing. Mm-hmm. The only thing that we have that's spiritual right now is our minds. So the Creator is saying, if any of you lose your mind, because why would he say, if any of you lose your mind? Because when you really think about all the things that's out here that's preventing you from serving the Creator, you could lose your mind. You could go insane. You can't eat the food. You can't drink the water. You know, you have no safety or security. When you really think about all the destructive things that they're doing in this world to us as a people, you could go insane. You could lose your mind. You could be driven out to the othermost parts of heaven. But the Creator says, even in that place, he can bring you back. Read it, sis. Read it, please.
Verse 4. If any of thine be driven out unto the outmost parts of heaven, from there will the Creator thy power gather thee, and from there will he fetch thee.
He will fetch you wherever you at, as long as you turn to him. Read on.
Verse 5. And the Creator, thy power, will bring thee into the land which thy fathers possessed.
He's going to take us back to the land that our fathers used to have. You find that in the book of Isaiah, the 14th chapter, where the Most High speaks about that. 7th chapter or 14th chapter, where he talks about how he's going to turn our captivity and place us back into the land that he took us out of. I believe it's the 7th, Isaiah 14, the 14th chapter. How he's going to take us back into the land that our forefathers possessed, because that land belongs to us. Right now, Japhet is in that land. Esau, Japhet, and I guess just those two primarily are in that land. But the land belonged to us, Yisrael, Jacob. It belongs to us. But we've been taken out of the land as a curse because of our disobedience and our disrespect to the laws that the Most High gave us to allow us to remain in the land. And now we mad. We hurting, we suffering, we dying rapidly from disease, from infections, from the hands of the oppressors. The Creator said this would all happen if we didn't obey him. He said it would happen, and it has happened. And now we're living it out. But now he's also giving us compassion by saying, all you need to do is turn back to me and begin to do my laws. But you got some Israelites that look like you and me that will tell you you can't do the Most High's laws in captivity. You can't keep the Creator's laws in captivity. They don't understand. The only way you can return back to the Most High is by doing his laws. And a lot of people don't see that. They'll tell you the law was only given to us to live by in the land of Israel. And it's not true. It was introduced to us to live by in the land of Israel. But further down, the Most High tells us in all of your dwellings for us to keep this law. And we're here in this captivity. We must return back to the Most High by keeping his law. You don't believe that? Okay. Read on, sis.
Verse 5. And the Creator, thy power, will bring thee into the land which thy fathers possessed, and thou shalt possess it. And he will do thee good, and multiply thee above thy fathers.
We're going home, family. We're going home. The Most High said we're going home. Read on. He's going to take, I'm sorry, sis. Please forgive me. He's going to take us and multiply us above our forefathers. So all the things you read in scripture, we're going to outdo them. We're going to go further than them. We're going to be greater than them. We're going to be more powerful than them. Daniel, in the book of Daniel, the 7th chapter, he talks about what will take place in the nation of Israel in those last days. He talked about how the righteous ones, the saints, will be tested by the evildoers, and how we will be put in the kingdom, and then they're going to come and destroy us and take us over. And then we're going to beat them, and we're going to be placed in the kingdom once again. He talks about all that. It's all prophesied. You have to be able to read and understand what's being said. You have to understand that that land belongs to us, and we will have possession of that land again. Why not do it in this lifetime? The only way we're going to be able to do it in this lifetime is if we come together under the banner of the Most High and really give ourselves over to these laws, statutes, judgments, and commandments. No matter what our differences are, let's put ourselves to the side, our differences, put them to the side, and let's come together under these laws of the Almighty. And you will see our curse change right in front of your face immediately. All we got to do is say, Creator, we're here to do what you have for us to do, and really start to live according to the Creator's laws. Compassion, mercy, love, truth, walking in your integrity, not willingly trying to defraud or deceive your brother or sister. Stop all this promiscuous sex that we're having. See, because it's real easy for us to have sex with anything and anyone. Nobody else knows, so who gonna tell? The Most High sees all. And then you wonder, now look, I'm a brother who, man, I think you high and mighty. You my brother. And I feel like you serve the Creator just like I do. But you sneak out when I ain't around. You sneaking out, you having sex with that girl around the corner. And you refuse to marry her. and you're having sex with that other girl down the street because you met her in a nightclub one day, and you're doing all those things. But yet when you stand before me, I'm looking at you like you're a righteous brother because you're sitting here with your fringes on and we in a house of worship together. Too many Israel are acting like that. Too many Israelites are pretending to be the servants of the Most High. So when the Most High allows you to get away with that for 4 and 5 years, it becomes normal practice for you now. It's all right. If the Most High had a problem with it, he would have dealt with me. He would have showed me a long time ago, and it wouldn't have been allowed. You'll search through scriptures and you'll justify your actions through scripture. Oh, it don't say I got to marry her just to have sex with her. Then what does it say the punishment of a woman who lived in her father's house and had sex with another man that wasn't married to? What is her punishment? Death. Her punishment is death. She was destroyed. The Creator doesn't want that. The only other punishment she could get was to be married to that man that she had sex with, and he could never divorce her. That was the other punishment. But either way, death was her punishment. So therefore, you out here doing all this, and you're doing it all this time, and you think the Most High is allowing you to get away with it because he's not bringing down his wrath on you. It might not be sex that you're doing. It could be a lot of other things that you're doing in the same manner. Just like that brother has a problem letting go sex and he knows it's wrong. You got a problem letting go a lot of other things that you know are wrong. The Most High will let you get away with it for 5 and 10 years. And then one day you hear Prince speak and it resonates with your soul, where it begins to let you know that you're wrong, but you refuse to change it just because another man looked like you said it. And you hold on to it and you do it. So therefore, you sit next to me in a house of worship, and I'm thinking that you straight because you're pretending to be on the right side when you're really on the left side. And because I'm trapped in this flesh and the Most High hasn't given me vision to see the life that you're really living, when you get sick and you're ready to die, I'm sitting here pleading for the Most High to help you. But when you get sick and I'm waiting on you hand and foot, and I'm coming to your house, patting your head, washing your feet, changing you done pooped all over yourself, and I'm changing your pamper, and I'm just doing everything I got to do to make you better because you're my brother. And I'm supposed to do these things for my brother. But I'm doing all these things, and then one day you sit down and you say, you know what, Prince, I got to confess to you. What's that, brother? We in this together, man. What's this all about? I was only acting like I was really real with this man. I was doing this and I was doing that. I couldn't leave the women alone. I couldn't leave that chicken alone. Couldn't leave that pork alone. I was really doing all these things that I knew I wasn't supposed to be doing. And I got away with it for so long. Therefore, I thought it was cool to do. And when I heard you teach, I was just like, yeah, well, okay, I'll put it in the back of my mind and still do it. But to see you here now being the example that you said you were all the many years ago, that you were true to this word and true to this in your life to the best of your understanding, and yet I was a fraud, and I'm sorry. Now I see the punishment that the Creator is bringing upon me. Just for you to have the opportunity to say those words before the Most High took your life, show you that there's still opportunity for you to get right with the Creator. Even in that, he's being merciful. Even in that. But there's too many Israel that live on that left side doing things that we know we shouldn't be doing than those who are living on the right side, because that right side is a remnant of a remnant of a remnant, a very small portion. Read on, sis.
Verse 6. And the Creator, thy power, will circumcise thine heart, and the heart of thy seed to love the Most High, thy power.
What I tell you about that love? What I tell you about that love? He gonna circumcise your heart. Read on, please.
To love with all thy heart and with all thy soul, that thou mayest live.
That thou mayest what?
That thou mayest live.
So with all that, he had compassion upon you and still gave you the opportunity to do what? To live. He took all that off of you. What it means by circumcise your heart. Your heart is your mind. The word lab in Hebrew is heart like this. It is also mind like that. So when the Most High says he's going to circumcise your mind, he's going to remove your idolatrous behavior out of your spirit. He's going to circumcise you. When you circumcise in the foreskin of the penis, you actually cut the foreskin off and remove it. The Most High is saying that he's going to give you a clear slate to start over again. He's going to give you an opportunity. He's going to introduce you to some people that's going to show you the true way of life before he just remove you. It's up to you to give in to what it is that the Most High is showing you, what he's teaching you, what he's sharing with you. That's your decision. You ultimately have to make that step to walk through that threshold. The Creator ain't going to push you through, because then he'll be doing something wrong. He'll be cheating. He'll be going against your own will, and you're not worthy of that. He's not going to push you through. You know what he's going to do? He's going to open the door, clean the threshold, sweep it up real good, and give you a hint. Walk through this door. And it's up to you to decide if you want to be on the left or the right. You could walk through that door and still bring all those idols and images with you. Then that's you on the left side. Or you could walk through that door, you could look at those idols and images, all those bad behaviors and traits you had, and leave them on the other side of that door. That's the Almighty circumcising your mind. And then what did he say he was going to do all that for? He was going to do all that so you can live and not die. The Most High doesn't take any pleasure in the death of a man. He takes pleasure in man living. But when that man began to live, all the bad habits and traits that that man had, he has to let them go. All the women you want to sex all the time, you got to let it go. No man wants to be alone, and I understand that. But you got to be in the company of a female or a woman in righteousness. And don't fool yourself thinking, well, I could do it in righteousness as long as I don't have sex with her. I'm going to do anything else. Don't even put yourself and set yourself up for that. Do it righteously from the beginning, and don't step to the side ever. Because the moment you step to the side, the adversary sees, and nature sees, and nature seems to kick in. And you know what the natural thing is that a man does when he's alone with a beautiful, attractive woman? He desires to have her intimately. But if you don't put yourself in that position, it won't happen. I pray that y'all understand where I'm coming from. Don't let it happen. Be strong in this. Be strong. And when you find yourself getting weak, reach out and call out and cry out to the Creator for help and strength. Read on, sis, please.
Verse 7. And the Most High thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies.
He will take all these curses up off of you and place them upon your enemies. Read on.
And on them that hate thee, who persecuted thee.
And upon them who hate you and persecute you, who disrespect and try to get others to hate you and disrespect you. The Creator going to take those curses off of you. Once you turn in the direction of him and begin to do his commandments, he'll take these curses off of you and place it on them. You ain't got to do nothing. You ain't got to say nothing. And all them who talked about you, called you out of your name and said you left them, you a betrayer, you left the faith and all that type of stuff when you turned to the Creator, because you left the idolatry, you left the club, you left the whoring, you left the robbing the banks and the stealing, you left the cheating, you left all that stuff, and people will feel like you betrayed them when you change your life for the better. Read on, please.
Verse 8. And thou shalt return and obey the voice of the Creator and do all his commandments, which I command thee this day.
Did you hear what he said? The Creator said, thou shalt return and do what? And obey, because obedience is better than sacrifice. And that's what so many of us don't understand. Obedience is better than sacrifice. Sacrifice without obedience is disrespectful to the Creator. Sacrifice with obedience is superiority in the sight of the Almighty. Read on, please.
Verse 9. And the Creator thy power will make thee plenteous in every work of thy hand.
Everything that you do will prosper. Everything.
In the fruit of thy body, and in the fruit of thy cattle.
Even
and in
your
the
children will prosper. That's the fruit of your body. Even
Mhm.
the children will be a benefit for humanity. Even your children, the fruit of your body. Once you give yourself over to the Most High will turn everything in your life. Everything. He'll turn it around. Read on.
And in the fruit of thy cattle.
Even your cattle will be a sign of your blessings coming from the Creator.
Mhm.
When your cattle are dying, all your cattle is dying, something needs to be reevaluated. And all of our cattle died. We got one left. We got one goat left. One goat. And that's it. So we had to do some evaluation and try to figure out why all of our animals died. And my wife said, you know why I think they died? Because they was all born somewhere where they weren't supposed to have been born. That's why they all died. So we wasn't supposed to bring them with us. And we did. Well, they gone now. We ain't got them no more. So now let's see what happens in the future. We got a fresh start. If that's true, which it could be. If it is, we got a fresh start now. So let's see what happens from this day forward. Read on, please.
And in the fruit of thy land for good.
So all the trees on our land got to start growing. Got to start. You see, we're going to look at the real stuff and not just our own personal feelings. We look
Mhm.
at evidence in what the Most High and the Most High alone has produced to show us if we're on the right path. Y'all follow me? Read on, please.
For the Creator will again rejoice over thee for good, as he rejoiced over thy fathers, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Creator thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which are written in this book of the law. And if thou turn aside, and if thou turn unto the Creator thy power with all thine heart and with all thy soul.
But we have to turn to the Most High with all our heart and with all our soul. And the Most High will turn the curse around immediately, right before our faces. And he will reward us and he will bless us. Read on, please.
Verse 11, for this commandment which I command thee this day, is it not hidden from thee?
Is it not hidden from you? This commandment that he commanded, can you find it?
Mm-hmm.
What else he say, sis?
Neither is it far off.
And it ain't nowhere where you got to go across the seas to get it. It's coming to you right now in your house, wherever you at. It's coming to you right now. You're tuned into it right now. But will you obey the messenger? That's what you have to ask yourself. Or will you ignore the message? Which one? If you obey the messenger, you preserve your life. You prolong your days. You get the rewards of the Almighty. But if you disregard, as if these things are insignificant to you in your life, then you take your own life in your own hands. And who knows how long the Most High will allow you to continue to exist in this earth, in this life, without him bringing down his wrath or his rod of correction. Because believe me, his rod is there. It's already upon you. But you have the ability to remove it. Read on, please.
Verse 12, it is not in heaven that thou shouldest say.
So many people believe, they look toward the heavens. We got to go to the heavens and we got to be up in the heavens. We got to talk to the whole heavenly host of the heavens. And that's how we get our salvation. Somebody that's dead, we got to get our salvation from them. That's not what the Most High said. That's what man teach, not the Almighty. Read on.
Verse 12, it is not in heaven that thou shouldest say, who shall go up for us to heaven and bring it unto us?
That's what they say. They believe somebody has to die, go to heaven, and bring it back to them. So many of our people believe these things. That's not what the Almighty says. What the Most High says.
That we may hear it and do it. Neither is it beyond the sea, that thou shouldst say, who shall go over to the sea for us and bring it unto us, that we may hear it and do it?
The Creator made it very convenient for you in the luxury of your own home right now, where you are right now. You hear the words of the Creator. You could be driving in your car right now, listening to it through your phone, through your radio, however it is. The Most High has brought it right to you for you to hear, to obey, and to do. La o say, to do. And if we begin to do these things, our lives would immediately change right before us. All them situations and problems that you have in your life, sit back, meditate, pause, take a break, do some fasting, do some praying, separate yourself from your food for a couple days, maybe 3 days. Don't eat no food, just drink water. Maybe 3 days, fast and pray and seek the face of the Almighty for direction and instruction, and allow Him to work in your life to help and heal you. Go ahead, sis, you got it.
Verse 14. But the word is very near unto thee, in thy mouth and in thine heart, that thou mayest do it.
That thou mayest do it. It's in thy mouth and in thy heart that thou mayest do it. It's right there with you. Read on.
Verse 15. See, I have set before thee this day life and good, and death and evil.
Life is good, death is evil. I have set before you this day life and good, death and evil. I have set before you this day life is good, death is evil. Which one will you choose? If you continue to walk after your own pleasures, you're choosing death. Punishment, turmoil, chaos. You're being actually disrespectful to the Creator. But if you choose life, you're going to choose the good. And that means in order to choose the good, you got to separate yourself from those things that you know are not of the Almighty. How many of us are willing to take that challenge? Because it's hard. Because the world is designed against you. What do I mean? Companies make more money on the Shabbat on Friday and Saturday than any other week, any other day of the week. And they want you to work for them. They want to get you out there to do what you do on those days because those are the most popping days. Therefore, if those are the most popping days, that means the club is jam-packed Friday night and Saturday night. Saturday night ain't really an issue, but yet you shouldn't be living that club life anyway because you'd be separating yourself from that lifestyle. Some of these little young girls, every weekend, they got videos and post up of different parties and clubs and events they've been to, and they're filth and don't understand it. You get consumed with that life. I know because I've been there. Now all I can do is tell you what I've understood and experienced by living that life, but you don't have to listen if you don't want to. Learn for yourself. That life is not a place where you want to be. Read on, please.
Verse 16. In that I command thee this day to love the Creator thy power, to walk in his ways, and to keep his commandments and his statutes and his ordinance, that thou mayest live and multiply
In the land.
and the Most High thy power shall bless thee in the land to which thou goest to possess it.
Stop for a second, please. A lot of us want to live that life and serve the Most High too. Those two things don't go together, but it's hard for you to see that. Because once you put your physical body in a place of demons, in a place where devil worshipers are, in a place of energy where you're not strong enough to fight off or to ward off those demons, then your desires will become their desires. And you'll be more like them than you think. You will keep coming to Shabbat service, but you will be pretending to worship and serve and honor this king. It will only be in thoughts, not in deeds. It will only be in the actions of deception and not in the actions of purity. You can't walk with Satan in Satan's house with Satan worshipers and be at their services when they worship Satan and then pretend, oh, I'm still honorable and noble in the sight of the Creator. It doesn't work that way. The only way that you can be in the presence of Satan and wickedness and evil like that is if you're fortified. And most of us are not fortified. Most of us can't walk in the house of the devil and say, hey, devil, what you doing? Why are you doing that, devil? All right, devil, get away from me. I'm done. And go home and be fine. Most of us can't do that. Most of us go into the house of the devil or the house of Satan or the house of the adversary. Hey, devil, what you doing? Oh, man, that looks like fun. That looks like that might feel good. Oh, let me try that, man. Let me see if I can still do that and not violate the laws of the Creator. And then you look at everything that pertains to that. There's no way that you can do it without violating the laws of the Creator. But you're so inquisitive, you want to know that you push the laws of the Almighty to the side. And you just want to indulge in it for a little while, get that feel, get that flavor. You don't want to know what it's about. Why do you think they call alcohol and wine spirits? Because that's what you're doing. You're introducing yourself to spirits. You're going to go and entertain yourself in the house and in the pleasures of Satan. And then you want to come back to Shabbat day with your friends is on, talking about Shabbat Shalom, as if you're a righteous individual. And that it doesn't work that way. Your life will be in chaos and turmoil, and deep down inside, you will feel the uncomfortability within yourself. Things won't be working out for you. That's all the Most High trying to get your attention when that takes place. He's trying to tell you something, but it's up to you to listen. You can't walk in the house of Satan. And I'm only using Satan as a cliche because, Satan, he ain't got no power over nothing over here. I'm just saying that to you, if you're really serving the Most High like you're supposed to, Satan can't touch you unless the Most High gives him permission. And don't give the Most High any reason to give Satan permission to do anything to you, and you're fine. I watched this documentary the other day, and some of you may have seen it, about this woman who went on Tasha K, this woman who's an announcer. She does all that stuff. This woman went on Tasha K's broadcast on her show, and the lady says, this lady is a witch. And what this lady does, she puts spells on people. She actually sit down and put spells on people. Prosperity, wickedness, sickness, cause you to get sick, all type of things. But this woman who was a witch says to Tasha K, there's certain people that she can't put a spell on. All she did was just confirm the Torah. Because the Most High says, those who curse you, I will curse. He says he will bless you and protect you from curses. So all she did was confirm the Torah. And you know who those people was that she said that she couldn't curse? Those people who had a high moral background, spiritual background and essence about themselves. She said, I couldn't curse them. She's talking about y'all who walk righteously before the Almighty with all your integrity. Even if you've fallen short, all your integrity is before the Almighty. Therefore, he will be with you. But when you willingly know that you're violating the laws of the Creator, but you just put it aside for your own pleasures, then don't be surprised if she gets through and the Creator grant her access to you because of what you're willingly doing. Read on, sis, please.
Verse 17. But if thine heart turn away, that thou wilt not hear, but shall be drawn away.
If thou heart turn away, that thou will be drawn away. When you went into Satan's den and you saw what Satan and his people was doing, and you said, oh, I like that. Let me go check that out. See how that feels. That was your heart being drawn away.
Mm-hmm.
Read on, please.
But if thine heart turn away, so thou wilt not hear, but shall be drawn away, and worship deities and serve them.
And do what? And worship
deities and serve them.
You look at how the other nations are serving the deities that they're serving. And I know you said earlier, Prince, this ain't talking about no idolatry. Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
If your heart is drawn away because somebody look like they getting it, and you say, well, how they get it? Jesus gave it to me. Allah gave it to me. Buddha gave it to me. This is what they do. They turn your heart away from the Almighty in possession of what? To try to acquire what? Your pleasures. And that's what they do. and you accept it and you walk in those directions because you say, well, if they're getting it, I want to get it too. Me over here worshiping the Creator, I ain't getting it. That's why a lot of people turn to witchcraft, because the witches are quick to say all the things that they're receiving and what they're able to do and achieve by worshiping Satan. But the people who worship the Almighty, it seems like the Most High take a long time to give us our desires until we really need something. Man, I've been waiting for this for a long time, Creator. I'm one of your best servants. What's up? How come I ain't get this, man? It's been like 5 years, Creator. Dang, man, what's up? Another person come to you, I worship Satan. I could get you that. I can get you that in a week. Man, because I don't know about this Hebrew Israelite thing, man. This thing ain't working out for me. It must not be right. The Creator I'm serving must not be real. All right, let me see what you're working with. That's what the Most High is talking about, your heart being drawn away. A lot of times you don't get what you want because you're not right in your spirit and you're wanting. A lot of times you desire things that will destroy you, corrupt you, or make you immoral. And you don't understand that. And the Most High don't give you those things because he know where you at with that. Read on, please.
Verse 18. I declare unto you this day that ye shall surely perish, and that ye shall not prolong your days upon the land
I
to which
declare to you this day that you will surely perish. It might take a little time, but you are definitely going to perish. And everybody passes away eventually. But the Most High is talking about a perishing, not a simple thing, but a suffering thing. A perishing that will bring about pain and suffering and torment and unease, and just your mind is just not accepting what's taking place. That's a perish. It's not a swift death like in your sleep, passing away in your sleep or something. You know, he ain't talking about that. Like a mental illness. That's correct. Like a mental illness. That's what the Most High means by you should perish, or you will die in a way that's truly embarrassing for your memory. Like you got caught in the bed of another man's wife and the man came in and caught you and cut your head off. That's the type of stuff he's talking about. That's what he's talking about perishing. He's going to bring your life and the memory of you to an embarrassment. Read on, please.
Verse 18. And I declare to you this day that ye shall surely perish, and that ye shall not prolong your days upon the land to which thou passest over the Jordan to go and to possess it. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you.
He called what?
I call heaven and earth.
He called heaven and earth, because heaven and earth ain't going to lie. They're going to tell the truth. He didn't call man to record this day against you. He called heaven and earth the principles of honesty, integrity, loyalty, and truth. That's what he called against you. But the wonderful thing I love about the Almighty is that he gives us all opportunity before he brings down his wrath. He gives us opportunity to change our ways. He gives us opportunity to be better. It might come through the way of dreams, visions. It might come through the way of conversation. You have to learn how the Most High speaks to you. Everybody doesn't understand the language of the Almighty. Like we're going to read about Prophet Samuel later on today. Prophet Samuel, being new to this walk as a prophet, didn't understand the voice of the Creator. So he had to seek the assistance of a priest of the Almighty so that he could understand the Most High's voice. A lot of you are here today and the Most High is pleading with you, but you don't understand and you don't hear and you don't know that that's the Most High. So you should bring it to somebody who is a man of the Most High. Lay down your situation. Don't be embarrassed. Don't be afraid. Lay down your situation and see what the message is for you. These things are real, family. They're real. A lot of times when you got all these problems in your life, the Most High is trying to get your attention. But you ain't trying to hear what the Most High got to say because you are looking for the pleasures of life. You're not looking for the reality of what the Almighty is bringing to you. So sometimes you got to sit down and have a conversation with somebody that's greater than yourself in the spiritual realm and see what that answer is. The problem is a lot of people think they great in the spiritual realm and they're not nothing. They're low in the spiritual realm. They're like introductory to the spiritual realm at the threshold, at the front door. They don't walk in the dark. You understand what I'm saying to you? They're afraid of the dark. You can't serve this king and not walk in the dark. For scripture says that the Most High dwells in thick darkness. What is that saying to you about the dark? That means that the dark is a place to be. But the Europeans have taught us to be afraid of the dark, and most of us are afraid of the dark, therefore we run. Those who are servants of the Almighty in this truth that the Most High has elevated in spirituality, they walk in the dark. They're not afraid of that. They can walk in Satan's house and say, hey, Satan, what's up, man? Because they understand the principles of Satan. He can't touch them. But you're afraid, you scared, you boo-hooed. As soon as somebody says something about a witch, you get scared. Those who are servants of the Almighty, they're not afraid. They can use those terminologies. They can talk to those people. They can familiarize themselves with them people, and it won't change them. It won't cause their spirit to go in a different direction where they begin wanting to desire to be like those people. That's only when you're strong in this way of the Almighty. Most of us are enticed by evil. Most of us are infatuated with the gifts that evil people receive, with the power that evil people display. And it intrigues us. And then we desire to get what they're getting, but we get it in an unrighteous manner by doing what they're doing. When they're going through the back door, we could have went through the front door. That's all the Almighty is saying to us. Well, he ain't moving fast enough for me. I need to make it happen when I want it to happen because I want it to happen. Read on, please. Oh, we have to 2 o'clock. Go ahead, sis. Go ahead, read that, please. This
Verse
was,
19.
go ahead, sis. Get it.
Verse
Get it.
19. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you,
I call heaven and earth the perfect witnesses. Read on.
that I have set before you life and death,
I have set before you life and death. Read on.
blessing and cursing.
Blessing and curses.
Therefore choose life.
Therefore what?
Choose life,
Choose life, family, so you and your children may live. Read on.
that both thou and thy seed may live, that thou mayest love the Most High, thy power, and thou mayest obey his voice, and that thou mayest cleave unto him. For he is thy life, and the length of thy days, that thou mayest dwell in the land which the Creator swore unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give them. Selah.
All right. May the Most High be praised. Are there any questions or comments, family? Are there any questions or comments?
Great lesson. Great lesson.
May the Most High be praised. Toda Rabbah.
Kane, it's a great lesson. And one of the things that you brought out, I found to be some clients I was dealing with on this week. We was talking about how people just doing whatever they wanted to do. Just touching back on that, there was a mother I was speaking with, and she was talking about how her children and her grandchildren were doing her. Her daughter is there in the home with her. She works from home, but she talks to her in a kind of way and says that her mother is very annoying and all these different things. And the grandson takes her car with no driver's license. And then when the car breaks down, he called her while she was in the van with me while I was transporting her. And she said, calling to my grandma, your car broke down in McDonald's. And he knows that all she's going to do is pay to get it towed. Whatever is broken, get it fixed. And I told her plain and simple, I said, the reason they do this is because you let them do it. Because you let them do it. If you don't stop them, because you can't. I mean, her sight is very dim, so she can't drive. So she's paying all these unnecessary fees. But and again, like I said, a lot of people, they allow things to go on because they don't step up. They just allow things to go on. They don't try to step up and try to raise up to the occasion. And she was talking about how, well, when I used to preach this and preach that, and I taught this and taught that, but you're acting like Eli now, because now you see the things that your children are doing. You're not reproving them of it. You're just simply allowing them to do whatever they want to do. But somehow you think that the Creator is going to bless you, and you're not even standing on the word you say that you were standing on even then, by just allowing them to do the things that they do. And like I said, the Creator, he set before us life and death. Like, so are we going to stand and choose to follow his word, follow his Torah, his instructions, or are we going to defer and not to? So again, great lesson, Prince. Great lesson, Torah, for bringing it forth. And I yield.
Absolutely. May the Most High be praised. And you gave her the right instructions because she allows it to happen. You're right. And we have to stop allowing people to take advantage of us in this day and time. Are there any other questions or comments, family?
I don't Antoine has a question.
I'm sorry. Can't hear you.
He's coming up now.
Oh, okay.
I wanted you to clarify the thick darkness, because even though the Most High dwells in the thick darkness, all the examples we have in the Torah, darkness is destruction for us as a people.
Those who walk in darkness, meaning that they don't know, that they don't understand. In the book of 2 Kings, chapter 8, verse 24, 25, I believe it is, it speaks about King Solomon. Let me pull it up. King Solomon says that the Most High dwells in thick darkness. That means there's nothing around the Almighty except him. Nothing is there but him. Okay, let me try to pull it up. Yeah, verse 12. 1 Kings chapter 8, verse 12. Then spake Solomon, the Most High said that he would dwell in thick darkness. And that's exactly where the Most High dwells. In the darkness of our mind, in the ignorance of people, in a spiritual place, in a realm where most people can't travel to because they have been taught to flee from this place. You know, darkness in the spiritual realm, ain't but so much I can say right now and try to cause you to understand unless you're familiar with my speech. So darkness in the spiritual realm is not a place where you can go and be afraid. There's no harm is going to come there to you. There's nothing that can happen to you except if you enter into that place with a weak mind as a weak vessel. Then that means you should have no reason to be there if you're weak. Like a lot of people, just as an example, a lot of people that hear about meditation think that it's okay to meditate and that they can do that. Meditation is one of those dark places that you can go to. When you go into the mind or the absence of what we understand to be life in this existence, you go into the meditative state. You're opening yourself up for other spirits to take hold of you, because that's a world of darkness. That's a place of darkness. That means void of this light. Once you go into that meditative state and other spirits take hold of you, you bringing them back with you when you come back to your conscious state again, because you wasn't spiritually fortified to be traveling in that place in the first place. You had no business there. So therefore, I would pause everybody to be careful about meditation when you don't have a proper guide to teach you how to do those things. So that's just an example of darkness. But the Most High said that he dwells in thick darkness. So although the Most High, and I'm going to go a little bit deep for you, hope you can understand me. Although the Most High dwells in thick darkness in a place that is not so commonly visited by mortal man, there's a whole lot of things that dwell in that darkness, such as demons, such as spiritual consciousness that you're not familiar with. This is the same realm with the angelic forces also. It's a place of darkness. where most people don't know how to travel there. It's a state of heaven that you can get into in your mind as a condition, as a spiritual place. And you can obtain that in this physical body, and your aura will magnify and show that you possess it. Everybody can't travel to that place. And if you travel to that place and you don't understand how to properly conduct yourself once you exit that place, that spirit that took hold of you will consume you. There was a parable many years ago that I used to say to people who would ask a question similar to that. And in this answer to this parable is the secrets to travel into the darkness. There was 3 men who entered into the Garden of Delight. I used to always say this parable all the time. 3 men entered it. The first man came out, he died. The second man came out, he went crazy. And the third man came out just as he went in. So what is the Garden of Delight? The Garden of Delight, and this is the first time I ever gave an answer so easily, but the Garden of Delight is knowledge. There are a lot of people who obtain knowledge and don't know how to properly disseminate knowledge. Some people, they die because knowledge is too overwhelming for them, because they're trying to process it. Some people go crazy because they're trying to make sense out of what they saw as if that world and this world are one, and they're not. They try to make sense of what they understood and what they agreed, what they thought, so they lose their mind. A lot of them become arrogant. A lot of them become cocky. A lot of them need mental treatment. Most of them need mental treatment because they lost their minds. They think they got something that ain't nobody else got, and they don't understand that they really mentally disturbed. And then that third man who went in, he came out the same way he was when he went in. Why? Because he embraced what was given to him. He didn't fight it. He didn't try to reason with it. He accepted it, and as it was useful in his life, he applied it. That's a wise man. The problem is too many of us are that middle man or that first man. We either get arrogant, boastful, and pride, full of arrogance and pride and shame. We think we're somebody that we're not. We want everybody to bow down to us if we got this knowledge that they don't have. That's how we conduct ourselves. Or we take this knowledge and it destroys us, it kills us. Do you know that sickness is inside of the body? The first place a sickness starts is in your mind. So therefore, if this thing is running rapid in your mind and you're trying to take hold of it and it doesn't make you crazy, it will kill you. That's why if you're worried about things inside your mind mentally for years because of things you can't change, it will break you down. You become sick. You develop cancers and all types of things. If you don't accept it, it will destroy you. So the best thing you can do when you enter into a place of darkness is whatever it is that the Father has for you, you just embrace it. Don't try to fight with it. Don't try to reason with it. Just embrace it. And as you live life, it will play out itself in your life, and then you will know how to utilize it when you get to that place. So many of us have dreams at night. When you travel in the dream world, you're traveling in a stage of darkness. Although you can see, you're still in a stage of thick darkness. You're there in a dark state, but you don't know how to navigate through that dream. A lot of people, most people don't know how to control their dreams so that they can benefit from their dreams in this form of life. Most people don't know how to do that. We get into our dreams and our dreams just happen. Whatever happens in our dream, we wait, oh, this is what happened in my dream. Let me tell you. And I got hit by a car. I fell off a building, all type of things. I had sex with somebody I wasn't supposed to be having sex with. You just let life happen in your dreams instead of you taking control of your dreams and doing the righteous thing in your dreams. That's how you know that you haven't developed right here in this physical world. In this world, your weaknesses are revealed to you in your dreams. If you a straight man and you dream in your dream that you having sex with another dude, that's a weakness in you. That's a spirit that's trying to take hold of you. It's trying to develop in you. So you wake up from your bed and all of a sudden you start watching men, thinking about men because you're weak. You let that in. Now, if you in your dream and you dreaming that you having sex with another man, and then you get in that dream, there's your hint. Take a machete and chop that man's head off. In the dream. Give yourself power and authority over your dreams. Give yourself the ability to walk in darkness and not be scorched. Because if you can't, then those dreams are going to consume you. And when you come back to this world, you brought back that spirit with you because you didn't destroy it in that world. Yeah, she called it a nightmare. That's what they teach you it is. That's a real existence. Your dream state is real. Just like you're right here and you're real right here, so is the dream world. It's real. And people don't understand how real it is. It's messages trying to be relayed to you. A lot of time your weaknesses are revealed to you in your dreams. That's one of the stages of darkness. Meditation is another form of stages of darkness. Anytime you can travel in the spirit realm and leave this body and this existence right here, and at night, that's what happens. Your spirit leaves your body. Sometimes you get trapped out there and you find yourself fighting to get back, and you don't know how to wake up, but you feel yourself trying to get back. You're trying to get back, but you can't because your spirit hasn't completed its cycle. So don't be so inquisitive about that dream world, because you go out there, you can't get back, you don't know how to make it, you won't. Everybody don't wake up from their dreams. There are a lot of people who died in their sleep because they can't process what's taking place. And they never come back from the Garden of Delight. They die. And age has no restriction on that. So I hope you all understand about the thick levels, thick stages of darkness. I pray that you all understand what that's about, because it's really, it goes a whole lot deeper than what I touched on. And if you can't command what happens to you in your sleep, okay, no, it just shows you how weak you are spiritually. There's nothing in your life, whether you're asleep or you're awake, that should be a sin that you do voluntarily. Nothing. There should be nothing in your life, whether you're asleep or awake, that's sin in your life that you do, that you're not in control of, because you are in control of everything. If you allow it, then it's permissible. If you don't allow it, then it's a violation. And then you have to bring that violation under subjection by destroying it. Cut it up, cut it off, cut his head off, burn him up, destroy him in some manner to let him know that he's not welcome, because the Creator tells us in the scriptures that sin lieth at the door. But then he also tell you, you can rule over him. So even in your sleep, in the dream world, in that second state of kinetic energy, that dream world, it's real. It's a real world. It's a real existence. And you can have control even over your dreams. If you're not in control of your dreams, then that shows you how weak you are as an individual spiritually. That means you could fall victim to a whole lot of stuff that you say you won't never do. So we got to wake up, family. Time is running short. And we could do a whole lot of traveling, a whole week, and we can go real deep with these matters, real deep. But that's about you. If that's what you want, that's what you'll get. If you're not ready for it, then there's no need to bring it up. All right. Are there any other questions or comments? That's right. You go in empty. I like the way she put that. Aim, thank you very much. She said you go in empty in that dream world, the meditation state. You go in empty. She's absolutely right. You're unprotected. You're not fortified. That's what I said. You don't have the spiritual fortitude, the spiritual strength. You need a guide, and that's what you should do. Get somebody that's familiar with traveling in the spirit world to go with you. Do you know that you can be so powerful in your, let me share this with y'all before we leave. You can be so powerful in that spirit realm, in that spirit world. As an individual like me today, you could be so powerful in the spirit realm, you can project yourself in other people's dreams, and they will dream about you because you willed it to be, because you're just that strong. This is not a game, family. This ain't a joke. Don't let the European people or whoever teach you to cause you to think that this is some evil stuff, because that's not what this is about. This is about the reality of the real life, the real existence that so many of us are not aware of. The Creator said he will dwell in thick darkness. And that's what he's talking about. Even in that place, the Most High is there. Even in that place, but it's so many other energies that's there also. No, we ain't gonna talk about that right now. We're gonna let it go. It's now 2:25, and we got to get back here at 4 o'clock. Y'all want to do 4:30? All right, so we're gonna come back at 4:30 today. All right, we're gonna make it a 4:30 event, and then we're gonna talk about when they hate you for no reason. All right. Are there any questions or comments, family, before we close it out? You know, I just want to hear to the people. Whatever y'all need, I'm here for. Are there any questions or comments before we close it out? Okay. Well, may the Most High be praised. We thank you all for coming out today. We ask that you will return and bring some friends with you in the second half, because we're going to start back today at 4:30. If it's the Most High's will, we'll be here today at 4:30, and we'll talk about when they hate you for no reason. All right? May the Most High be with you all. Toda Rabbah. Shalom Lakim.